May 6th. It's day 2 of the Nations Cup, rounds 3 and 4. I moved the camera back a little because my chair keeps going down, and that makes me higher up because of, the way physics works, I guess. So you can see a little of my shirt, I guess, instead of usually you can't. You see my big face. I can't move the camera back more because then it would fall off the table. So that's as far as it goes back. Usually I have it really close to the computer. So the view you have is very slightly different. But I guess even if the chair goes down, yeah, if you guys want to send me like a $200 chair to the Chess Center, that would be good. Yeah, one of those streaming chairs with the high backs. Also make sure it's already put together and throw some cash in the box. That would be good. Yeah, I do like musical theater. That is correct. Yeah. All right, so ICP has volunteered to get me a new chair with adjustable heights. Thank you. Nice of you. I'm doing all right. It's the morning, so that's one of my favorite lines from the remake of Ocean's 11, where Brad Pitt's talking to George Clooney, and George Clooney says, "Are you suicidal?" And he says, "Only in the morning." That is correct. Okay. Actually, Karen has to change the tournament, I guess. Can you change exclam tourney? Let's see. It has info from last night. Still not sure that I'm right. All right. Last night we had a couple tournaments on the stream, and the way it was set up is if you type exclam tourney, it talks about the tourney Saturday as opposed to the tourney I'm having. So Karen made sure it listed both tourneys, but it still does. So the tourney last night probably is less important. All right, I refreshed, so now we can get a train going, and I can see it, and also I can see that we have some viewers. So Moobot says we have 2,212 subs. And then the sub goal thing said I had less. Huh. Anyway, we broke 2,200 yesterday in the stream. I streamed last night from 9 to 11 p.m. and I was on Chess TV for most of it. And so forth. Mainly and so forth. Stats didn't work because stats was already pressed. Now it'll work. There you go. Your sub goal said you had less than Moobot said. Well, that's always the case because as you're streaming, you lose subs. So, for example, if you have 2,000 subs, that's like 65 a day you lose because 65 a day times 30 days is 2,000. It's not, but it's estimated. So if you stream for 2 hours, you're going to lose like 8 subs because that's how math works. Although math doesn't work like that, but it's close. So what I do is I set Moobot to be lower than the actual number of subs. And then, or not Moobot, I set Streamlabs, and then it gets really close as you're streaming. It's hard to explain, but it's never too accurate. You got Streamlabs telling you how many subs you got Moobot telling you got Twitch telling you, and it's 3 different numbers. $4, thanks, Enoid. Also, thanks for the 100 centidues from before. So there's actually 3 different things that tell you how many subs you have, and they give you 3 different numbers. So truth hurts. So it's an estimate. All right. Hello. Buy merch. Do what it says. Okay, so the round starts in 2 minutes. Although yesterday, the first round was 4 minutes late, and the second round was 15 minutes late. I think they started the second round 30 minutes after Caruana's game ended, because I guess to submit the lineup for round 2, you have 30 minutes to do it before the round. And if Caruana's game is still going, that would be unfair. So you have to wait till the game ends, then have 30 minutes. So, I mean, that's what I assume happened, because that's what it seemed like it happened. The shirt is the Pandemonium shirt. It's Pandemonium. Nice color, too. All right. I get to see myself back it up. Pandemonium, yay. Also, etc. All right, what are the pairings today? I don't know. I don't even know where to find the pairings. Let's see. Pairings. Round 3 and 4, Title Tuesday, rounds 1 and 2, Nations Cup drawing of lots. These are all videos. I can't watch these. Anyway, somebody's playing somebody. That's for sure. Can't argue with that. All right, the tourney information has information on last night's tournament. So Karen are trying to learn. I'll get rid of that today at some point. And then the bottom of it is the correct information for Saturday. And so forth. ICP, that is correct, except for one thing. All right, time to start a train. We need one more, 100 cents or something. I don't know. Something. Get that train going. Also, we need some viewers. I wonder if Houston Kid is actually a kid, and he's from Houston. I think the answer is no. If he was, he would know Jeff Ashton. How many shirts related to your channel do you have? You would go to the merch store and you could buy them. Then you would know. We sell merch. That's not something I would know. I'm the talent. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Go to the merch store. Buy merch. Hundreds. China, Russia. That's not good for Russia. India, Europe. That's not good for either team. And the USA gets to beat up on the rest of the world? Good, good. All right. So USA wins. India, Europe, probably a draw because they're both bad. And China beats Russia. Yeah. There we go. Russia's actually in last by tie breaks, and China's in first. Heiser Heinz, 200 centidues. Yay. All right, we need one more 100 centidu or more. You can do it. Then you get like a thing, an emote. Where is Karen? I hope she's at home. I don't know. Seems likely. Cookie Monster, 200 centidues. What? I don't have a train for that? I know I had something before that. Ridiculous. Maybe it was too long ago. Yeah. All right, has the round started yet? All types, we'll do rapid. The round has started, I think. Yep, here we go. That was good timing, sort of. And the train started. I have to fix things, but I'll fix them. We can't start out this way, but we will. All right, that should fix it. Okay. It would be hard for me to believe China doesn't win the event. Pretty sure China's going to win. But, USA probably come in second. The Chinese women are just better than our women. Let's see. And this is Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Man, some tough pairings today. Man, everybody's good. Everybody on every board is good. Tough tournament. Wesley So's playing. So who's sitting? Man, every board, everybody's really good. It's terrible. All right. And there should be 12 games. Okay. Crush is playing again. Is that everybody? That is everybody. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, we got all 12 games. Okay, this is China versus Russia. Board 1. It's a Grunfeld, obviously, because no Honiachi's black. Okay, and we saw this in the Magnus Carlsen Invitational. Not this exact line. All right, B5 I don't know. I know that B5 hangs the C-pawn. So probably he'll take the C-pawn. This move I'm not familiar with. Yeah, Nepo likes to play super aggressive. This is Anand versus MVL. This is India versus Europe. MVL keeps playing this line that has a bad reputation. I guess he likes it. He doesn't seem to do that badly with it, so maybe it's okay. He just gives up the 2 bishops right away. The engine likes white. Anand likes white. I like white. But MVL keeps playing this line, so I don't know. Confused. Okay, Nakamura Radjabov. It's the U.S. versus the rest of the world. Is that right? Sounds right. Yeah. All right. And usually Nakamura's black in this position. And in this position, this is funny, when Nakamura was white, he did face knight h5. And when he's black, he never plays knight h5. He allows h3 and the bishop is saved. All right, so we've seen this kind of stuff before. Usually Naka's black, but Naka never takes this bishop. All right, so about equal. This is Russia versus China, board 2. Artemiev versus Wei Yi. Artemiev won brilliantly against Aronin in the first round and then lost a very long endgame to Fabiano Caruana in round 2. This is not the most exciting so far. Firouzja versus Dominguez. So it looks like we're sitting Caruana today. This round, Fabiano's not playing. And Zatonsky's not playing. All right. This is rest of the world against the U.S. Players are playing the prep. Never play f3. Rawr. Man, players are playing really fast. This must be some game I don't know. All right, and the engine says this is about equal. White has the 2 bishops. White's pawn structure is a bit suspicious. Oh, that's nice to have suspicious center pawns. But yeah, this doesn't look like white has anything. Black has all his pieces out. Black castled. Black has a nice bishop. E3 is really weak. So it looks like Dominguez is equalized. This looks a bit sharper. Hari Krishna Duda. We got a sharp Catalan. And for some reason, Duda's not playing after here, even though it has to be the only move. So that's confusing. All right, we're going to die on level 1. Somebody has to give 4 subs. That way we get to level 2. Trains don't do good while I'm doing analysis. You guys forget about the train. Boo, boo. What? The Club Ben has a match going on? All right, don't forget 10 seconds. Somebody has to give 4 subs. Otherwise, the train dies. No. The train on level 1. Such terrible support. Man. All right, the train has died on level 1. Boo, boo. The scam train didn't scam any of you. Terrible. Such terrible support. Yeah. All right. Then we got Yu Yang-yi versus Karyakin. Has Karyakin played this tournament? Is this his first game? I don't think he's played yet. All right. It's China versus Russia. Okay, we got the Scotch, the 4 Knights version. Even I know this, man. All right, and it's the most equal of positions. White gets nothing out of this opening. Then we have a very weird, it looks like he's playing the Snake Benoni in reverse. That I haven't seen. Bishop d3. I've never seen the Snake Benoni in reverse, ever. You can play this with black, but it's terrible. Probably loses by force. I've never seen white do it. That's interesting. Interesting and bad. All right, well. Yay, thanks for the sub. Thanks for the 100 centidues. Thanks for the 9 centidues. Yeah, this is a very unusual way for playing the Benoni, but usually black's doing it, not white. So I'm totally baffled. Wesley So's white against Amin. That's a big white against Amin. I mean, Wesley has to win. It's a must-win game. It's a regular Ruy Lopez. D6, H3. What do they? Well, they play everything here. Knight B8, the Breyer variation. Okay. Gadakomsky likes to play this with black. Lots of theory. All right, and I guess Bassem Amin is still in his prep since he has 27 minutes. He started with 25, and Wesley's out of his prep. I mean, to me, queen takes a8 is more natural. So maybe Wesley knows queen takes a8, putting pressure on e5. E4, I mean, e5. Maybe he doesn't know bishop takes. Okay, takes. All right, white's a pawn up. He's still in his prep. Black is still in his prep. And this pawn's attacked a lot. God damn. So white is slightly better, but not much. Slightly. Yeah, so this is obviously, it's prep, and I think Wesley's out of his prep based on the time situation. Pretty equal position. All right, now the women's boards. This is Russia versus China. That's where China always has the advantage. All right, and white is very slightly better. We've seen this opening a lot the last 3 weeks. This looks like an open Rui. This is India versus, is it Europe or rest of the world? Or Russia? No, it's India versus, who's India playing? I already forgot. They're playing Europe. Right? Yeah, that's right. Okay, so it's an open Rui Lopez. We don't see that too often. All right, and the players are out of theory sort of quickly. Yeah, it's not good for Humpy to be out of theory so quickly in this opening. This is very sharp, and most grandmasters like white. And America, go America, something. It's America versus the rest of the world. Bishop d7. I've thought about playing bishop d7 because I always play knight c6, but this is a little different. Transposes a lot, but it's different. Yeah, you try to transpose into a knight orf without playing knight c6. All right. So I think Sato Kosova is played in the U.S. a lot, if I'm thinking of the right person. All right, well, so far this opening's worked out for Irina because she has a 7-minute time advantage. So I don't think Dinara's familiar with bishop d7 as much as she should be. All right, back to the beginning. So we saw b5 the last move, and he did take on c5. Rook c8, bishop to d4. Takes, bishop h6. Okay, so white's threatening queen d4, attacking the bishop and mate. White has the 2 bishops, material's equal. Obviously, with this bishop gone, that favors white. White's center is destroyed. The engine really likes white. It likes the 2 bishops. It likes the fact that black hasn't moved his pieces yet. Maybe the engine even likes white's time advantage. I don't know. Anyway, I like white because I like 2 bishops, and I like when the guy's bishop here is gone, and I still have my bishop. So, good position for Ding, I would say. Let's see about Anand's game. Okay, so the last time we saw Anand's game, b5, bishop e2, knight g8. Why would you play knight g8 instead of knight d5? Knight d5. Man, it actually likes knight g8 more. The engine does. After knight d5, I have my standard better position with 2 bishops. I take this. But I'm still shocked. Shocked and appalled. All right, g4, killing the knight. Now this looks really nice for white. Queen takes, f takes. Okay, so white's down a pawn, and black has a horrendous position. Double pawns, isolated pawn. White has 2 bishops. Pawns are all weak. Knight's no good. But black's up a pawn. So the engine says it's equal. Man, Anand's playing really fast. Anand used to play really fast, then he stopped. Now he's playing really fast again. All right, so black is okay. Who would have thunk it? And normally Hikaru has black in these positions, but he has white this time. Hikaru's pretty familiar with the ideas. And the engine says it's about equal. This game's sort of boring. This game's interesting. So Dominguez played h6 after thinking like 8 minutes. 8-minute think in a 25-minute game. God damn. Nothing wrong with h6. It's fine. Bishop f4. The engine wants to play knight e3 now. That seems very likely. And the engine says it's about equal. Okay, Hare Krishna sacrificed a pawn in the Catalan, and he's got the big center and the two bishops. All right, and the engine likes white. The engine likes white's bishops. The engine likes white's center. The engine likes that white castled. However, this is a Duda position, not a Hare Krishna position. Hare Krishna likes to squeeze you and outplay you, and Duda likes the game to be totally messy, then outcalculate you. I think Duda would want to have white here, actually. So Duda likes these positions more than Hare Krishna, but the engine likes white for obvious reasons. Big center, two bishops, castled, and black doesn't have any of that. Black has a pawn. That's interesting for us. Man, we got no viewers today. I guess because it's ass in the morning. Damn, 380, 6,000 for chess. Chess 24, 0 viewers. Man, that's still more than they usually get. All right, and this is the boring world of Niels Bohr. This game's going to be a draw. Yu Yang and Karyakin both want to draw. All right, then we have that Benoni kind of structure where instead of Aronian having his bishop here, he moved his bishop around here. And, that's I don't like the bishop here. All right, and this game is looking like a draw. They traded everything. E5, takes. Knight D5. Basim Amin is still in his prep. They must be following some game I don't know. It's funny, just by looking at this without doing any analysis, white's up a pawn. White's up a B pawn. And that's it. Nothing else is going on. The engine says all zeros, which I find strange. For some reason, white has no advantage according to the engine. White's up a pawn. So I don't know. And the engine lines, he doesn't win the pawn back. So I guess just the pawn can never move. Like if this knight moves, I play knight d3. If the pawn moves, we take it. So the engine says this is a dead draw. And obviously Wesley doesn't know the position. He says 18 minutes. And Bassem Amin is still in his prep. And he knows that this is equal, even though from a human perspective, it looks like white's up a pawn. Now, I'm not saying Wesley won't win, but Wesley needs to win this game. He's white against a lower rated player. And so this is our easiest board of the four. Yeah, the engine says he's still in his prep on me. He's moving instantly. Black can move his king up. Black has beautiful knights, and white can't go here. White can't go here. White can't move his knight because of here. White can't move his bishop because of here. Can't play knight c3 because we trade. The king can't get in there. I can't get my king out. Black can. So the engine says it's completely equal. So great prep by Amin. Great prep. All right, and white's slightly better here. Black has this terrible pieces that haven't moved yet. White has the c-file. This pawn's weak. But white has the two bishops. I'm sorry, black has the two bishops. So how did this happen? This is how it happened. And Zhu Wenjun thinks she can draw this. Take the knight and opposite color bishops and Netflix and chill. So Zhu Wenjun's playing for a draw. Drawing with black is usually good. Although, I don't know, she's higher rated than her opponent by quite a bit. Not sure that's a good strategy. Koneru's worse because pawns are weak. Open e-file. This knight's going to come around attacking the queen. So white's better. Typical open Sicilian. And this is the game Crush had a big time advantage. She seemed to know the opening better than her opponent, which is still the case. All right, black has the two bishops, and white's playing caveman chess. Rawr, rawr, I'm going to get you. Rawr. Okay, so black can play g5 here, getting control of the e5 square, getting the dark squares under control, keeping these pawns on white squares. Black could also play b5 and play on the queen side. Black has a 7-minute time advantage. The position is equal. So far, so good for Crush. All right, and Dinglerin plays for mate against a Pomniachi. Never play f3. Boo, boo. I know it's the engine move. G4, H4. God damn, here comes the attack. Roar. All right, so white has 2 bishops, and white has a mating attack. Okay? And Martha Stewart, I told her about that, and she said it's a good thing. Yeah. And black's got this going on. So big advantage to white. Very big advantage. And now, if things weren't bad enough, f6. Boo, boo. That's why he played bishop e8 to defend here. So the engine says white's already winning. White's going to open up the h file with hg, bishop d3, queen h2. And this king, these pieces aren't, that's not defending the king. So the engine already says white's winning. Ding Liren is one of the 2 players in the event who has 2 out of 2. The other one is Fabiano Caruana, who's taking a break this round. And Ding beat Anish Giri with black. Pretty good. All right, Anand has the 2 bishops, what else? And black has an extra pawn, but black's pawns are pretty suspicious. His knight's pretty suspicious. The engine says equal. Speaking of equal, there's Hikaru's game. The last time we looked, we had this position. Hikaru played knight c1. Usually they want to go to d3, control e5. They go to b3 when the pawn's on b5, so the knight can go to a5, putting pressure on the c pawn and blocking the a file. Knight c1 also stops rook a2, which was played. And the engine says this is equal. And Hikaru has a lot more time, so that's good. Normally, I don't like this trade for black because this pawn can be a weakness and this pawn can be a weakness. And when you trade those pawns, then white gets rid of his weakness. He gets b4 for his knight, and this pawn becomes weaker. But Radjabov doesn't seem like he's worried at all. He's trading everything. He's fighting for e5. He's got the a file. Still, I'd take white because this pawn seems, like it could be a problem later. And Artsemev Wei is pretty boring still. They're going to trade these pawns. That's looking like it's heading for a draw, but Artsemev has a big time advantage. All right, and Dominguez played knight e3 as predicted. Take takes. You could play rook f2 or king h1. They're about equally good. And yeah, the game's about equal. Obviously, the time situation is ridiculous for Dominguez. I don't know if Dominguez is playing slow or Firouz is playing too quickly. Probably both. I don't think Firouz is in his prep anymore. It's move 17. So white's playing very quickly. Black is not. Good thing there's an increment. All right, this game changed a lot since I last looked. After this, Hari Krishna traded everything. Takes. He's still down a pawn, but it might be difficult for black to find a safe place for his king. Here's not safe, here's not safe, here's not safe. So the engine prefers white. Black has an extra pawn, but isolated pawn, double pawns, bad king, good center. And white has a big time advantage also. And this is going to be a boring draw. All right, this position changed a lot also. This is the last position we saw. Black played queen c7, knight g3. Bishop takes c6, winning a pawn. But at what cost? The answer is the 2 bishops. Knight takes d4. Bam! See, that's tricky. The engine still likes black, even though white's up a pawn. Because after takes, rook takes queen d6, attacking the rook, we can play knight c5 and harass this pawn. It's hard to believe that black's better, but okay, the engine says black is doing fine. Levant has a big time advantage. Black has the 2 bishops. This d3 pawn is weak. The engine prefers black just because this pawn's so weak on d3. And then if he loses it, that's going to be bad. All right, and So's trying to get his king out. g4, king f7, takes, king g2. And white's just up this pawn, but the engine says it can't go anywhere. It can never move. And this bishop has to defend it. This knight has to stop knight d3. These knights are great. The white king can't get into the game. So the engine says it's equal. Very good preparation by Amin. Okay, white's slightly better, at least. White's slightly better here. Black has an active position, but her pawn structure is a bit suspicious. And she did play g5. Okay, that is correct. e5, god damn. e5 is a bit much, I think. That seems hyper aggressive. Okay, but it worked out. The engine wants to play d5 and says black is better. Then it says this. I don't like d5 because f5 is coming. So I agree with Irina's decision. F takes, knight takes. The engine really hates the move f takes e5. It wants to take on g5 so that black has these double pawns. It doesn't have a nice knight here. So it doesn't like this decision. It says it's equal if you take this pawn. Taking this pawn, black's up a pawn. Black has the two bishops. Black has a center pawn and white has 0. This is just white playing for tricks. Black's king is on e8, so we play for tricks. Play super aggressive and crazy. Irina has a big time advantage. Irina's a pawn up. She has the two bishops. Stacks paper to the ceiling. Rides on 24-inch chrome. She's a GM. Her opponent's an IM. Damn, but I lost to Rosen. I'm alive. Come on, Perry, you do it. Get that stuff out of my throat. Get that COVID out of there. All right, back to whatever it is happening here. Nepomniachtchi's already lost. Never play f6. Bishop e3, always retreat, opening up the H line. And yeah, this is really bad for black. It's move 21. Black hasn't moved these pieces yet. White can win a pawn for nothing, which he probably will. White has the two bishops. And black doesn't really have any compensation. White could also start moving his f-pawn and kill this bishop. Also possible. So I think he'll take this. He could also play rook h3, stopping queen g3. Start moving his f-pawn. This is a free pawn. The only thing Nepomniachtchi has going for him is his opponent has 5 minutes less. Could be a factor. Probably not. This game is racing to a draw, which is beneficial to both players. MVL draws at black. Anand always likes to draw. He got his pawn back, but now they trade everything. This pawn's hanging. This pawn's hanging. There's no pawns left. And this is going to be a draw. It's not the Anand from 30 years ago. This is the Anand who likes to draw every game. Go Anand. Draw those games. When I went to Soviet Russia for the Tal Memorial in 2011, when I was helping Hikaru, who was playing in the event, it was a 9-round tournament, and it was like Kramnik, Carlsen, Naka, Anand, Nepo, etc. And Anand got 9 draws. God damn. 9 draws out of 9. 9. All right, MVL playing for the win, playing for tricks, pinning the knight. Will these tricks work? The answer is fries. For some reason, rook c3 is a good move defending the bishop. I don't understand why I can't. Oh, I can't take this because of this pawn. Then you take this and take this. Tactics 101. So rook c3 not only defends the bishop, I'm pinning the knight, but it also sort of secretly defends f3 too. So rook c3 is a really strong move. Still equal, but this move takes everything out of black's position, threatens knight takes e6. Yeah, rook c3 is excellent, defending all the weak points. Yay, Karen bought something. Go Karen. The more stuff you buy, the more stuff people buy. All right, this is completely equal. This says that Wei Yi has a terrible internet connection. If you look at the internet connection next to his name, frankly, terrible. Also, he's down 11 minutes on the clock. I wonder if that's because, okay, now his internet's back. I wonder if Wei Yi is way behind on the clock because of his internet or he's thinking forever. Probably a little of both. It really likes Artemyev's pawn sacrifice. He gave this pawn away, didn't take this pawn, and instead he's fighting for the file. He's fighting for a sandwich. Knight's good. These pieces are no good. Very good position for Artemyev. All right, so after king h1, he took the pawn. And then d4 was played. d4 attacking the rook. Black's probably going to double up on the bubble up. And the only advantage white has, and it's significant, is white has a huge time advantage. God damn. White has more than twice as much time, and the engine says it's about equal. White's pawn structure is good or bad depending on your point of view. Isolated pawn, not good. Double pawn's not good, but nice center. This bishop could get blocked. But yeah, this seems about equal. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna is winning according to the engine. It doesn't like Duda's opening choice. Rook F B1 is correct. A4 is correct. That's a sad bishop. Yeah, it's a sad king. All right, and D5 is correct. And black is getting rolled up. That king is no good. That is a bad king. All right, good luck, Duda. God damn. The guy's got the A file, the B file. He's got the Rockford files. These pawns are all weak. Yeah, terrible. Yeah, and his time situation's also bad. But the bad thing is this king is permanently bad. This king is permanently good. Really good position for white. All right, this is the game that I said would definitely be a draw. And now my stand is there'll definitely be a draw. Both players want to draw. All right, and Lavon just played F3. So you know things aren't going well. Vidit took on D4, Queen D6. This is the engine line. The engine says this is what white should do, what black should do. Bishop. Knight takes E4 surprises me. I would take with the bishop and keep my beautiful knight here. That's a strange decision, taking with a knight. All right. It's not what I would do. Although he did force F3, so you got to give him credit. Boo, boo. All right, so white's position is horrible, but white's a pawn up. But, I mean, this is terrible. This is weakening every square. Passed pawn, hasn't developed yet. So black has everything good, white has everything bad, but white's up a pawn. So the engine says it's equal. Very suspicious. And this is also equal because Wesley can't do anything. This king, he can't, he's trying to get his king. Can't do it. He can't get his king anywhere. That's as far as he can go. And he can't move any of these pieces because then knight D3 is coming or bishop takes pawn. So even though white's up a pawn for nothing, the engine says it's equal. Very suspicious. Always retreat. All right, looks like probably a draw. Here white has a nice advantage, doubling on the C file, and Jew engine's like, I'll just sit here and draw. I don't know. Tough position for black. Tough. White's slightly better. White traded some pieces. These pawns aren't the best. King is a little open, but really active pieces. That's what black's playing for in the open Rui, is activity, make threats, and white has a better, pawn structure, safer king. Bishop G5, and white's just a little bit better. And let's see, crushes crushing it. Okay, Queen D4, Queen C7, Bishop G2, long castle, Queen A7. Let's see, we have a call-in. All right. And the engine says black is up a pawn. This pawn's no good. The king is pretty safe. And it just says black's winning. Black has twice as much time. Black has an extra pawn. The knights aren't really making any threats here. They can't really go anywhere of note. So the engine likes black a lot. Also, black's threatening bishop takes G2. Also good. Chess 24 is broadcasting. What? They have 0 viewers now. All right, Mr. Hardbiz subscribed. The more you donate, the more something. All right, they're trading all the pieces off. Black has 4-2 on the king side. That's going to be good later. Great opening from Crush. Great time usage. She's playing the right speed. Everything good for black. It's all coming up Millhouse. Now, in this game, black was getting crushed. So Nepomniachtchi has to play tricky. White did take the pawn. That is correct. Knight d7 is correct. The engine doesn't like king f2, but that seems really natural. You're stopping queen here. You're connecting the rooks. You're making your king a little safer. That seems like a really natural move to me. Rook b8. Now the engine wants to take this and then start making two queens. I agree with that. Take the knight and then c4, c5. But he retreated because two bishops, what else? Queen a3, threatening to come in on b2. Bishop d4, comes in on b2. White's up a pawn. White has the two bishops, but black's really active now. Still, the engine says white's winning. Because, black's position's terrible, frankly. All right, so Nepo's playing like Nepomniachtchi always does. Super active, maybe a little suspicious, has more time on his clock. And Yu Yangyi is winning as usual. Frankly, a go-go. You woke up. Wow. COVID. Now, we are making 4 of chess 24 for no reason. Got to make fun of somebody. But actually, I was informed yesterday their YouTube channel, which they're also broadcasting on, I don't know if that's true, has a lot more views than their Twitch channel. Not sure how you make money that way. All right. Go chess24, but mainly chess.com. And is this game a draw yet? Both players playing for a draw, but mainly Anand is playing for a draw. Okay, so the engine wanted to play rook c3, as I discussed earlier, defending the third rank. Anand played rook c2, which is fine. Rook d8 is fine. And now Anand has level 2 access, so he can put the C mode if he wants. Knight f5. The only good move according to the engine. A discovered attack on the bishop. So they traded. Knight d4, getting rid of the two bishops. And it's just a draw. All right, and the game will be drawn because there's nothing left on the board. They're going to trade everything. It's going to be like rook and 3 against rook and 3, I guess. I don't know. It's definitely going to be rook and 3 against rook and 3 in about 7 moves, possibly before that. Man, Anand had a big time advantage. Now he does not, but it doesn't matter. It's too drawn. Yeah, everything's a draw. Taking everything draws, and everything's hanging. It's just going to be 3 against 3. All right, no play in that position. This position's completely equal. Hikaru played h4, h5. I haven't seen that. Usually black gets h5 in, but that gives up g5. All right, the engine says it's completely equal. This position, white won his pawn back. White's, this is really passive here. So big advantage to white. Big time advantage to white. He's controlling f6, controlling the d file. These pieces are terrible. Very nice play by Artemayev. Wei Yi looks like he's probably going to lose this game. And he did double up on the bubble up. This is Dominguez against Firouzja. So the engine's really mad at something Dominguez did, but I'm not sure what. This is good. It really hates queen f4. It really hates queen. It really hates it. It says knight a5 is equal. Opening up the bishop and putting pressure on this pawn. And then you could play bishop a6 if you have to. But he played here, which the engine says, frankly, is terrible. Bishop here attacking the rook. And then it doesn't like this queen here. It can get harassed. Rook e4. Queen d6. And the engine says white's much better. In fact, only much better with the move c5, which he played, because if you take, I play check and win your bishop. I'm getting rid of my double pawns. I'm opening up my bishop. The queen is getting harassed and is virtually trapped. Queen e2 threatens bishop c4. So the engine really hated queen f4. Now Dominguez is giving a queen's tour instead of what he could have done, which was stop c5. Yeah, now queen e2, bishop c4 is the threat, and the engine really hates black's position. So Firouzja, close to winning and has a big time advantage. God damn. Not good for America. America's only hope this round is Crush. Crush is probably winning. Dominguez is probably losing, and the other two games are probably drawn. Unless we get really lucky with Wesley winning this drawn ending, which seems unlikely. I mean, Hikaru's game isn't over either, but right now the U.S. will be lucky to score 2-2. Frankly, terrible. The U.S. at a severe disadvantage this event because of the time of day it's being played. Right? Now, come on, Grandmasters want to play at 9 in the morning? No. We got Hikaru, Caruana, Dominguez, and Crush. It's 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning for the 4 of them. The other players, it's like 2, 3, 4 in the afternoon. See, I was like lying, but I'm still right. Okay, so big disadvantage for America. All right, D5, and then crushing them. And after Rook G8, Hari Krishna's thinking forever. 5-minute think. Boo, boo. Stop thinking so long. Every move is good for white. This move does Vishwa nothing. And this game's going to be a draw, as I keep saying. And Arodian's doing really badly this game. Let's go back. Okay, this is the last position we saw with F3. Terrible. C5, engine doesn't like that. Man, it likes black a lot. Never play F6, no. Doesn't like Queen C1. Yeah, Bishop F7's coming. Passed pawn. Weak pawn here. Open king. Very bad position for Aronian. Terrible position. All right. And the engine always says this is equal, but at least Wesley caught up on time. Wesley was down like 9 minutes. Now he's doing okay. Unfortunately, they've been repeating. This is a lot of repeating. Wait a minute. Here, 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 here. It's not the same position because now it's black's turn to move. So Wesley can't find anything to do. It's just moving around. Yeah, the same position 3 times means it's the same person to move, which this position has occurred 3 times, but it was white's move, and white played king g2. Now it's black's move, so it's a different position. See, Wesley's pretty sneaky. 600 viewers a do. Let's get some donations going. I'm exhausted. Not because of the analysis. I had to wake up at 8. Come on. Terrible. It's a skewer. All right, so Gorchkina got rid of all of her advantage to get a drawn endgame. Bishop takes d4 is good. Rook d8. Rook c7. King f8. Bishop g5. Forcing f6. Chu Engine would rather lose on time than play f6. All right, and this is just going to be a draw. Yeah, this is completely equal. Yep, king f7, rook d7, draw. King e8's also good. Rook takes c7, rook d7 is what I would do. That's also a draw. All right, yeah, white's a little bit better, but it's not serious. Not serious. And how's Humpy doing? She's still slightly worse, but still really active. Slightly worse for black. And is Crush still winning? Crush is still winning, and Crush has a big time advantage. After bishop c6, they traded, kicked the queen out. And yeah, black's just a pawn up for nothing. And black has 4-2 on the king side. Very bad position for white. Very bad. h5 is good. Rook f8 and f5 is good. Bishop f4 is good. It's all winning. All right. Let's see how Nipo's doing. He played 95 last we looked. Ding took everything. He took on d6, which the engine doesn't like so much. It wants to just go back to e3. It doesn't like the fact that white had a pass c pawn, and now white doesn't. Really hates that. All right, and this looks more like a draw than a win now. This looks like he messed it up. And Ding only has 4 minutes on his clock. So, yeah, queen takes wasn't good. White had a pass c pawn, now white doesn't. So this is looking more like a draw to me. The engine still likes white a lot. Bishop f1, push the f pawn later, rook goes d7. But this looks like a draw. There's so few pawns on the board. And also he's down 10 minutes on the clock. A lucky escape if he does it. All right, this I thought would be rook and 3 against rook and 3, but it's 2 rooks and 3 against 2 rooks and 3. And the engine says it's a dead draw. Probably lose this pawn, probably lose this pawn. And, okay, nobody could ever win. Completely drawn. Every move is a draw. We have a result. Wei Yi lost. Let's see what happened. So we saw this position. He played knight e4. And then Wei Yi played bishop e5, knight d6, h6, bishop e3. And now he blundered. Okay, now he's much worse and or losing here, but he has to take this knight. Take the knight, rook takes knight, e5, bishop e6. And, you know, white's close to winning, but he blundered. He played here. The knight was defending the bishop, and now the knight's not defending the bishop. See, I'm right. And so more than one move wins here. Bishop takes wins, knight c4 wins. He played bishop h6 check. And the problem is if you take it, knight takes, wins the bishop on b4, and white's up 2 pawns. This pawn's weak. This is ridiculous. The engine says king g8, white's up 3. King takes, white's up 4. So he just resigned. He's down 14 minutes to 2, and he's completely lost. So these pieces never got out for Wei Yi. Very nice demolition of a strong player from Artemayev. Artemayev, 2 wins and a loss. No draws for Artemayev. This game is over. This game that I said would be a draw since move 10 ended in a draw. All right, Yu Yang-Yi and Karyakin both wanting to draw, and they did. All right, Dinglerin's pressing Nepomniachtchi, probably a draw. This game's obviously going to be a draw, and they agreed to a draw. Okay, so Anand's happy. And this game has been equal forever, and it still is. But Hikaru has more time now. He had less time before. But yeah, this game isn't super exciting. This game's super exciting. Dominguez is getting crushed, and he has no time. So it all started with queen f4. The engine says knight a5 is equal. Then the bishop can move. This pawn is under pressure. Instead, he played queen f4, and he kept moving his queen. Man, he moved his queen a lot. God damn. All right, and his bishop is no good. His queen's no good. And the engine says white's completely winning here. I mean, basically, this queen went queen e7, queen here, queen here, queen here, queen here, queen here. I mean, come on. Every move is a queen move. These pieces are no good. These pieces dominate. And he's up 12 minutes to 2. The engine says white is +5. It says every move is +5. Queen e4, the obvious move. d6, c takes b6. White's completely winning. Looks bad for Dominguez. Very bad. All right, and Judah's still losing. After rook g8, he took on c6 and took on b5. Engine approved. Rook takes b5. God damn. Sack the exchange on my stream. Good job. That's an exchange sack you don't want to take. Takes, queen takes. Engine says white's +6. Yeah, the king's no good. That looks like Feingold Gelfand all over again. Rook g5, the point of rook g8. Material's equal, but this king is forever terrible. This pawn's weak, this pawn's weak, this pawn's weak. The king is terrible. White is winning. His only hope is Hari Krishna has 4 minutes and change. That's Duda's only hope. All right, the engine says Aronian has equalized, which I assume means his opponent made a bad move. F5 is good, takes is good. Okay, now black made a bad move. Black should play d3 with a close to winning position according to the engine, but he traded, which is just equal. All right, and now the position's equal, it says. So Vidit with, low time on his clock, trading everything off, and now he's got nothing. Now it should be a draw. This game has been drawn for a long time. Finally, the engine says white's better. Then it says it's a draw. Terrible. So they got this position. And then check f4. Again, these pieces haven't moved in about 12 moves. None of them can move. Terrible. So Wesley's up 2.5 minutes. He's up a pawn. But his pawn is shallow and pedantic. Hopefully you guys agree. Let's see. Anybody texting me? Nobody. Nobody's texting me. You guys aren't texting me. Come on. Frankly, terrible. Let's see. All right. So, equal position. Wesley's up a pawn. Probably a draw. This is definitely going to be a draw. This looks terrible for black. God damn. All right, so Humpy decided to take this knight. Well, okay, I don't like Humpy's position, but I like the fact that she has 9 minutes to 2. Yay, somebody texted me. He said, I'll text you. Thanks, Todd. All right, so White's position's very good. White's time management is not. White should have more than 2 minutes here. Boo, boo. But her position's really good. And let's see if Irina's still killing it. Go, Irina. Bishop f4. All right, very good position for black. Black has a slight time advantage. Black has an extra pawn. I'm not a big fan of rook here. That's a passive rook. But still good for white. Yay, Karen's. Yay. Karen changed the thing on Mubot. All right. So good position for Irina. She's America's only hope because, God damn, Dominguez getting his ass kicked. All right. And looking good for Ding. Ding's putting pressure on this pawn. Looks like black has been playing silly. Yeah, a5 is not a great move. Always play bishop f1. Rook b4 is a bad move. Man, this pawn's looking good. That's a good pawn. Rook's behind it. Rook's in front of it. God damn. All right. Probably Ding's going to win, but he only has 4 minutes left. But should be enough time. Yeah, this rook here, letting him take this pawn was probably wrong. Obviously, this is counterplay, but I mean, I got rooks on both sides of my pawn. How's this pawn going to queens? Rook's in front of it. The pawn can't go here. Nepomniachtchi goes for counterplay. Rawr, bishop e4, take this. Yeah, the problem with bishop here is I can play rook f6. Play rook f6 now. He did. He wants to do this. He wants to defend his pawn. That's a pretty good plan. I like that plan. God damn. Good plan. All right, the engine says white's winning because this plan is too good. It's 3 good. All right, this game was a draw. As I indicated, this game would be a draw. Jew engine was worse, but Gorchkina didn't put any pressure on her. All right, back to the top. Looks good for Dingler in. This has been equal the whole way. The engine says white's slightly better. So maybe a Kara 1 draw, maybe he'll win. But I thought this game would be a draw the last 15 moves or so. Queen e3, god damn, I'm too old for that move. All right, so, white has chances to win, I guess, if he gets his rook in here. Might take this pawn. Maybe there's some checkmating ideas. Queen b1. King could get in trouble with the pawn on h5. All right, Hikaru has a minute and a half more, and he's slightly better. Maybe he's America's only chance. All right, and d6 was played by Firouzja. Engine approved. That bishop is not engine approved. Worst bishop ever. Boo, boo. Really nice game from Firouzja. Really taking advantage of queen f4. All right, Firouzja, huge time advantage and huge positional advantage. Looks bad for Dominguez. This is completely winning. The black king is ridiculous. He took a pawn on h7. The very anti-positional e5, giving up f5. Queen f5 was my last move against Gelfand. Pawn was on e5 with the castled king, which I already mentioned. And now, always play bishop f1, which is the engine move, attacking this. Always play bishop f1. Man, that's hard to defend. Usually you just defend it. I don't know how. All these pawns are weak. The king is weak. White's up a pawn. And white's catching up on time also. Totally winning for white. All right. All 3 results are possible in this game, and all 3 results will happen. The only thing good about white's position is he has a lot more time on his clock. 4-minute time advantage. But should be a draw with correct play. But white can attack the king. White's king can get attacked. This pawn's passed. All the results are possible. All right, and this game's going to be a draw. We missed some moves. F4, knight F3, giving up his B pawn, but winning the H pawn. All right, and the problem is white has 2 knights left. So if black sacrifices these 2 pieces for these 2 pawns, there you go. That's not necessary. These pawns aren't dangerous. This pawn's already stopped. This king can't come in because we can stop it with the king and the bishop. This pawn's really weak. So king here, it's stuck on a dark square. The only thing worse than Stuck on a Dark Square is the song Stuck on You by Lionel Richie. It's the only thing worse. All right, so the engine says it's equal. However, he does have 6-minute time advantage. If Wesley can make the game go 30 or 40 more moves somehow, maybe Amin will have 20 seconds left. I don't know. But still should be a draw. This is better for white. White had a huge time disadvantage. And then after rook here, black's been thinking for 5 minutes. So white's catching up on time. Musichuk has a big advantage. And she's one of the top 2 players in her family. Thanks, Rufus Blunder. My first donation of the stream. 662 viewers, no donations. But thanks, Rufus Blunder. I think your donation was a blunder. I think you made a mistake there. This event, which is a 25-minute tournament, has a lot of 5-10-minute things. That seems like a bit much for a 25-minute game. All right. Don't know who Humpy Canero is? What? Anna Musichuk. I don't know which Musichuk was the world champion, but it was one of them. It was Anna Maria. I don't know. All right. Good position for white. She's catching up on time. This says that Crush's advantage has gotten even stronger, but Crush's time management is really bad. Oh, my God. All right. Rook D8 is good. King B8 is going to always play King B8. Bishop F4 is good. Queen H3 is bad. She's worried about this pawn. All right, so knight E5 is the best move, and she played it. Queen's good. Rook's good. These pieces are good. This knight's terrible. Can't move anywhere. This knight's almost trapped. Black's up a pawn. Knight C4 is coming. So very good position for black. Unfortunately, 4 minutes to 1. Yay, Rufus Blunder. Another train later, about 20 minutes. All right, so very, very, very good position for black. Very bad time management. It's moved 20 and she has a minute left. Man, the truth hurts. All right, and then Dingler in has the right plan. D5, D6, D7. I call that the Kramnik passed pawn. Also, he's got 2 passed pawns, 1 for each of them. So he's got another passed pawn. So the only hope for Nepomniachtchi is that Dingler has 2 minutes. That's his only hope. All right, this says Hikaru has a big advantage. This is the last position we saw. Rook B7, Rook A1. He can play Rook B3 or Rook B1. They're both good. And unfortunately for America, Nakamura has less time now. America. He played Queen E2. Also good. The engine says Queen C4 is the only move, otherwise black's lost. Queen C4 is forced. That's a crazy move. The idea is if you trade and take this free bishop, here comes the C pawn. God damn. This is the only move. I can't imagine anybody would ever play that. That seems nuts. The idea is if the queen moves away, Queen F1 is going to be mate. So after Queen C4, Rook B2 is forced. Queen C4 should draw, otherwise black's completely lost. He might play Queen C4. Maybe. The reason he's lost is white's going to play G4, then Queen F1 check King G3 does nothing. Then the queen can come in and this king's going to get in trouble. And this pawn's going to be weak. So Queen C4 is the only move, then it should be a draw, otherwise black's winning. And again, if the queen moves away, Queen F1, Queen H1 mate. If you trade queens, here comes the C pawn. So you have to play Rook B2. Will he find queen c4? The answer is fries. With an engine, it's easy. Without an engine, it's hard. Queen c4 is a crazy move. All right, Firouzja has given away a lot of his advantage. A lot of it. He was up +4, +5, +6. Now he's +1.5. Dominguez is fighting back. G6 is forced. And the engine doesn't like rook e7, which makes sense. The engine wants to move the knight to either h2 or here. Try to trade the rooks and win this g-pawn. Rook e7. Knight b7. Yeah, it doesn't like the way white's playing this. All right, so somehow black escaped. Black's pieces were trapped. Now they're great. This pawn's weak. Black's up a pawn. Black's rooks are good. The engine still says white's winning, and he played the only winning move, knight e5. But only a little bit. Barely winning. We got bigger fish to fry here. He's got 20 seconds left. God damn. 20 seconds is not good. So white's probably winning, and white's really winning on time. So very, very, very bad for black. Better than it was, but time situation's worse. Time situation's not good. He played king h8. White was threatening bishop h7 check, knight g6 mate. So he's trying to figure out how to stop that. So he played king h8. That stops it. All right, so it looks bad for Dominguez. This is really bad for... This is actually almost the same material as the game Karpov-Topalov. Linares 94, I think. 97, 94. The one that Karpov won, where he sacked an exchange and he got bishop and 4 pawns against a rook. But he hasn't taken this pawn yet. So it should be winning for white, but not as easy as it was. And Hari Krishna only has 30 seconds left. So the engine is not impressed, but white's still winning. And this is completely drawn, opposite bishops. This will be a draw. And this should be a draw, except Amin has less than a minute. That's Wesley's only hope. This is the last position we saw, knight g5. Okay, this is obviously a draw, but okay, now he can do a fork here if he takes it. So he stops it. All right, so this is completely drawn, but Amin has less than a minute, but it's a dead draw. I mean, the pawns are totally blocked. And this was always really bad for black, and it still is. They both have less than a minute. Irina's completely winning, and the time situation isn't that bad. Her opponent only has a minute and a half left. Irina has 2 connected passed pawns, and she has nice c-file control. This pawn's not very dangerous because it's on h2. These pawns are more dangerous. So Irina's attacking the king. She's queening her pawns. She's almost caught up on time. So far, so good. This is completely winning, and black's going to resign soon. Very good technique from Dingler in. d5, d6, d7. Doubled up on the bubble up. Stop the a-pawn. This is coming just in case. Thanks for the 200 centidues. Queen c4 was played. He didn't get his 2700 rating in the mail. The only good move, Radjabov found it. Rook b2 is forced. Bishop a5 is good. And this should be a draw. Now, Radjabov has 36 seconds left, so I guess white could win, but it's completely equal. But, okay, 40 seconds left to 2 minutes. Hikaru's going to press. He's still losing, but he's fighting. He played king h8's the last move we saw. Check. Knight g4. Threatening knight takes h6 mate. So you have to take it. Only move. He's afraid of rook e7. So he played bishop e6. Defending this pawn again. Attacking this pawn. Stopping rook e7. g5 is a terrible blunder. It says he takes it and it's a draw. It says that's a crazy move. So he's not really losing anymore, Dominguez. He was dead lost. Now he's not lost. The time situation's bad. Yeah, he overlooked rook f6. Rook f6 takes, I take on g6. He didn't see rook f6. I mean, black is taking all these pawns. Take this, rook f6, take this. Should be a draw now. Now, he probably lose because he has 10 seconds left, but his position's okay. And he found the right move. That 10-second increment helps. The engine says every move draws. G4 draws, bishop takes pawn draws, king f8 draws. Every move is equal. I mean, he's losing all of his pawns. Okay, but he's got 10 seconds every move, so that's not good. But his position is a million times better than it was. So that's good. He's just still drawing. So Dominguez has fought back. Hari Krishna couldn't win the most winning endgame, and now it's a draw. Never play f3. This is just a drawn endgame. Hari Krishna really messed this up. He was +3, +4, +5 the whole game. He got down to less than a minute, and he messed it up. This game ended in a draw. Wesley couldn't beat him on time. Very good prep from Bassem Amin. Very good. Excellent result for that team. Okay, and Nepomniachtchi resigned. Dingler in 3-0. God damn. He's their alternate, too. He's played every game. Dingler in. The only 3-0 in the tournament. He beat Aronian. He beat Nepomniachtchi. God damn. All right, this is completely equal, but Hikaru has a 40-second time advantage. So, you know how it is. This is completely equal. Oh, Firouzja's getting down on the time after G4. Firouzja hasn't moved. The position's equal. The time situation's getting close to equal. Dominguez is back in it. This is completely drawn. Levon won. I guess there was a blunder by Vidit. He's already losing here. Let's see what he did wrong. This is a draw. This is a draw. This is a draw. This is a draw. Oh, now he's lost. B4. It says taking on B3 is a draw. Then it says he's lost. Okay, so B4 was an excellent move. Fantastic move. He's tied to this mate, and this pawn just queens. So actually, bishop here was a blunder. Bishop C2 was a blunder because he didn't see B4. Levon's a genius playing B4. Then bishop B2, and then I queen the pawn. The bishop can't stop it. The queen can't stop it because of mate. Wow, that was brilliant. B4, bishop B2. That was amazing what Levon did. I don't really blame Vidit for that. That was incredible. He has to stop these pawns from moving. He thought he did, and now he's lost. Wow. That was great. That's amazing. That was great the way Levon won that game. Okay, this game ended in a draw. That's very good for Humpy. She was in a lot of trouble. Crush won. Go Crush. America. Crush wins. Crush has 2 passed pawns, and she pushes them. Yay, 2 passed pawns for Crush. God damn. It's a lot of passed pawns. And resigns. Very good game by Crush. Okay, Hikaru drew. And this game is actually better for Black, it says. I don't see Black losing this. He has too many pawns. And then what happened in the other game? I already forgot what's going on. Wesley drew, Hikaru drew, Crush won, and Dominguez was dead lost, and now he's better. And the time is equal. Dominguez might win. He's not winning, but he might win. He's better, and the time situation's equal. So America can't lose. They're up 2-1, and this game could go either way, all 3 ways. All right, so he really fought back, Dominguez. And this game's a draw. This is a known draw. Duda was lost the whole game, and now he's going to draw. And this game, all 3 results are possible. Either side could win on time. Either side could win on the board. Rook A1 is the best move. Amazing. Incredible comeback from Dominguez. He came back on the clock, and he came back on the board. Bishop G6 is a bad move. The king wants to go to D8. Man, it's going to be 5 passed pawns soon. 1,000 Senzadu's. Got your 1,000 rating in the mail. Excellent, Paducah. Wow, what a great round. And Dominguez has more time. I can't believe it. God damn. And the engine says it's equal. Knight E6 is coming. I guarantee it. Come on, I guarantee Knight E6. Play it. There you go. Got to guarantee something. Ooh, the engine doesn't like that move. I wanted to play Rook F7. Now it says Rook F3 check is better for Black. Then if king e2, I have knight f4 check. So you have to play king e1. Yeah, you have to play king e1. King g1 loses and king e2 loses. All three results are possible. If Dominguez can somehow avoid losing, the U.S. wins the match. That's shocking if Dominguez doesn't lose this game. He was so lost, had no time. Firouzja was stacking paper to the ceiling. Man. Incredible comeback. Okay, this game ended in a draw, as I said. And this is the last game of the round. Wow, crush wins with black. And Dominguez was completely... Whoa, king g1's bad. Now the king's no good. Now black's winning. The engine says +2 for black, which doesn't matter when they both have 20 seconds left, but it's nice to be winning instead of losing. Knight e2 check is winning, otherwise it's equal. He's got a huge attack on that white king. God damn. 3 pieces attacking the king. Will he find knight e2 check? He did. Rook f2 check is good. Rook f1 is okay. Rook f2 check, attacking this king. Damn. There's no time to calculate a lot of variations. You just got to sort of guess. Seconds left. Rook f1's bad. Rook f1's also good. Threatens mate in 1. Also a good move. Rook g2 is okay. Knight f4 is the best move. Bishop takes rook as a draw. Knight f4 is better for black. Okay, he took. That's also good. Now the game is going to be a draw. He's going to check and take this pawn and lose this knight. And it's going to be a drawn position where he's slightly better because he has 4-1. Yeah, he decided to have 4-1, so he can't lose and some winning chances. It should be a draw. But, you know, if he wins the a-pawn for free and he's got 4 against 0, then he'll probably win. So no winning chances for white, some winning chances for black. It should be a draw. And that was a good decision by Dominguez to get a no losing chances position because a draw wins the match. So he knew a draw. I don't know if he knew a draw wins the match, but that was a smart decision. I think white offered a draw. I heard a noise. Yeah, white offered a draw and black took it. It's a draw, but okay. White can never win. White can't do anything. So, great draw by Dominguez. The USA wins somehow. I don't know how. 3 draws and crush wins. Didn't see that coming. God damn. All right, that's the end of that round. The next round starts in half an hour. So you got 30 minutes to donate. Also, we have 30 minutes to figure out the results. China played Russia. Let's see. Nepomniachtchi lost to Yu Yangyi. Ding drew with somebody. Who Ding draw? Did I make that up that Ding drew? I might have made that up. Maybe he wasn't playing. Wei Yi got crushed by Artemayev. Is it 2-2? Oh, Ding beat Nepo. Oh, I was thinking Yu Yangyi. Didn't Yu Yangyi beat somebody? Oh, I thought Yu Yangyi was playing Nepo. I get confused. Sorry. Who was Yu Yangyi playing? Did I make up that Yu Yangyi was even playing? Man, I'm getting confused. Black accepted the draw because they win the match. The match is over. So, yeah. Yu Yangyi drew. He was the one who was 2-0, not Ding. So nobody has a perfect score except Fabi, who's 2-0. He didn't play round 3. And Karyakin drew. So that's 2-2. Yeah, Artemayev won and Ding won. So 2-2. Right. Yeah, I know. I kept saying Ding was you. When I first went to China in 2011, they were hanging out nonstop. They were like inseparable. They were boards 4 and first alternate. So I'm getting confused. And they both weigh like 70 pounds. So, man, those guys weigh nothing. Ding and you don't weigh anything. Ding is 3-0. I think you is 3-0. Ding is 3-0? Man, Ding's pretty good. Okay, so I think it's 2-2. Artemayev won, Ding won, and 2 draws, right? And the USA won 2.5, 1.5. And then Uh, what was the other match? It was India versus rest of the world? No, it was India versus Europe. What happened India-Europe? No, nobody's 3-0, and Fabiano's 2-0. Europe beat India 2.5, 1.5. Okay, so USA won 2.5, 1.5 against rest of the world. Europe beat India 2.5, 1.5, and China Russia was 2-2 was a tie. That is correct. Those are the right results. Did not go win. It was a draw. In the U.S. match, all the men drew on both sides, and Crush won with black against Sadvasakova or something, some long name. Nobody knows. It's too long. Dinara. Crazy. 700 viewers to do. All right, you guys got 25 minutes to sub, donate, run a train. We could do another train. It's time. China and U.S. have 5 points tied for first. That is correct. Yeah, they both won 2 matches and tied 1. That is right. Is India in last? I think so. I think India's in last. Yeah. Vidit's pretty good. Not too good. It's pretty good. How many rounds are totally? It's a double round robin. So there's 6 teams. You play the other 5 teams twice. That's 10 rounds. 2 rounds a day for 5 days. When the 5th day is over and we've played round 10 and the double round robin is over, they take the top 2 teams and they play on Sunday, May 10th in the finals. And that's it. Only 2 teams left on Sunday. They take the top 10, they take the 10 teams and the 6 teams and they make it 2. So this is going to go on for 6 days. The first 5 days are like this, and the 6th day is just 2 teams. The other 4 teams go home. They're already home, but you know. Man, a lot of draws today. Lots of draws. Games where I was sure somebody was going to win, like this one and like this one, and it was a draw. Now I want to go back and show you guys why knight f4 was better. In this position, knight f4, and here's the line. Okay, rook g1, king g1, knight h3, knight here. Now, obviously, black has excellent winning chances. If 2 engines are playing, I don't know what the result is. Probably black wins, I'm not sure. But black can never lose, and black might win. So that was the main line after knight f4. So if white does this, he's got nothing to do. But he has to do that. If his rook doesn't move, he loses a rook. And if he doesn't go to g1, rook here is winning. So that was forced. Knight f4, Dominguez had good winning chances. Instead, he just bailed out to a draw, which is fine. You know, he played this drawing line. Yeah. And then, all right, I mean, black's slightly better, but it's a draw. And this way, black can't lose, and they win the match. So that was smart. Yeah, very good. Now this game, man, was white winning. I don't know what happened. He was really winning. First of all, he played bishop f1 and black played f6. So you know white's winning. God damn. Okay, rook a7 is winning. He took, which is winning. And white's up 2 pawns for nothing and has a safer king. I mean, Hare Krishna not winning this is ridiculous. And India lost the match? India lost the match and they had this position. God damn. Always play bishop f1, good. Rook a7, check, good. So the engine says queen h7 resigns. Defends the rook and threatens queen c7. It says queen here resigns. Black has to resign. There's no move. God damn. Not only are we threatening here, we're threatening rook a6 check and the king can't go back. This says it's +8. Wow, he didn't win this position. He had one good move and the game's over. That's a hard move to see, moving away from the rook to defend it. All right, he played rook a6. That's okay. Queen takes f6. That's okay. This is okay. Everything's okay. Now, this move he played just to be safe, but that's not the right move. Rook A3 is the best move according to the engine. Completely winning. He was afraid because his bishop was pinned. Engine's not afraid. It's like, whatever. Don't care if my bishop's pinned. So after rook A3, queen C4, what do? I could play queen D8 check. But I don't want to play queen D8 check. Oh, I play queen takes E5 check. Okay, I want to play that. That's just crushing. All right. This should be winning. He couldn't play queen takes G5 because he was worried about his bishop getting pinned. This is still completely winning. Okay, he played E5, which does not win. The best move is king H3. And then white's just winning. White has 4 pawns to 1, so he's got to be winning. Yeah, king H3 is good. Checking with the queen is good. He played E5, which looks good. And Duda found an amazing move here. He played queen C6, and that actually draws the endgame. That's incredible. It looks like it loses, but it doesn't. Now, my question is, why didn't he play F4? Oh, look at this line. Look at this. F4, takes, king here, takes. Wow, rook takes E5. Now, probably other moves draw, but rook takes E5 is really cool. Yeah, that's how you draw. That's nice. If you takes, the king goes back here. If you check, the king goes to D6 or D4. Doesn't matter. And then we run here. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, so E5 was the move that threw the win away. Basically, any move wins, eventually. Might take 30 moves or so. But E5, queen C6 is a draw. Because now he loses his pawn. Man, the truth hurts. Yeah, both sides had no time left. Yep. For the next half hour, I'll have another train. Another train. The round should start in 19 minutes. Or wait a minute, 24 minutes. I'm good at telling time. Who's the favorite? China's the obvious favorite. The reason China's the favorite is all the men on all the teams are the same strength. They're all between 27-30 and 28-30. Everybody. However, the Chinese women, god damn, they have the world champion, and the one who's not the world champion is better than the world champion. You hear me talking? Yeah, they got. You see the 2 women behind me? Those are the women who are on the team. Zhu Wenjun and Yifan. Man, that's a tough team. So on the women's boards, the Chinese are always favorites. And Ding Liren's pretty good. Wei Yi's pretty good. Wang Hao's pretty good. Yu Yangyi's pretty good. God damn, good team. The U.S. has very strong men, but okay, Crush and Zatonsky, and they're overperforming. Crush has 1.5 out of 2. Go Crush. She's crushing the competition. So Crush and Zatonsky are the lowest rated women probably, but they're doing very well. 1.5 out of 3. So the U.S. is tied for first. Yifan retired? Yeah, sort of. Susan Polgar. God damn. Terrible. Another train. We need a donation for a train. So far we have nothing. Nobody's giving $1. You guys are the best. Except for one thing. Why doesn't Grishuk play? Yeah, the Russian team has like 10 guys over 2,700, and they have to pick 4. Obviously, Grishuk would be somebody you would pick, and he wasn't picked, or he was picked and declined. I don't know. Yeah, Grishuk's got to be the first or second best player in Russia, but man, Russia's got some good players. I don't know. Russia's tough. But this tournament, they haven't done it yet. Not yet. So Russia has Karyakin and Nepomniachtchi and Artemeyev. It's a pretty good team. I'm not sure who the 4th guy is. Got to have a 4th guy. Magnus proved he's the best player ever. I don't think he proved that. I think he proved he's playing much worse than he ever has. I think that's what you mean. Let's see. Coronavirus, Wuhan virus ain't nothing to mess with, etc. How many people on each team, if you can call them people? There's 3 men, 1 woman, then 1 alternate man and 1 alternate woman. So every round, 4 play for each team, 3 men and a woman. And then if that doesn't work, we turn on 3 men and a baby. XX, Devil, God, XX, 100 centidues. Thank you. Everybody's better than Magnus, especially you guys in the chat. Corona. Why Kara doesn't play for US? She does. 100% is correct. Who's the favorite from each region? I need a translator. Who's the fourth on Russian team? Good question. They got Karyakin, they got Nepomniachtchi, and they got Artemeyev. I'm not sure who the fourth guy is. The fourth guy may have already played and I forgot. That's likely. So many good players in Russia, I don't know. Andreikin, there we go. That's a pretty good team. I mean, Vichugov is good, Svidler's good, Grishuk's good, Kramnik's good. A lot of good players in Russia. Man, harsh. Who's the least favorite out of the whole tourney? The least favorite? What? I don't get it. Morozevich? What is this, 1980? God damn. Yay, go horse with no name. The more you donate, the more videos I make. Go everybody. Go something. Go like a pro. Yay, Dominguez somehow didn't lose. Ridiculous. Where is Ivanchuk? He's somewhere. The lesson is never try. That is correct. Russia became good in the early 1900s, I guess. And then when did China overtake them? I don't know, 10, 20 years ago, I guess. 10 years ago. When I went to the World Team Championship in China in 2011, China won. And then Ding and Yu Yang Yi were on boards 4 and first alternate. Yeah, China's pretty good. And good questions in the chat. Is Naka playing? He is. He drew his game. $9.99. Slarty Bartfast 42. God damn. Good name. $9.99. All right, the next round starts in 19 minutes. $9.99. Let's get some Blitz chess in. All right, let me change the layout. Let's see. Live chess. And then let's get rid of this. All right, you guys can challenge me 1 minute unrated. 1 minute unrated. Do it. 1 minute unrated. That's why they donate. So I say 99999. What happened with Wesley? Wesley drew his game today, and he drew yesterday against who? Nepomniachtchi? Who did he draw? No. Who did Wesley draw yesterday? He was black. Or did Wesley win yesterday? I'm getting confused. As long as I'm confused. I know who's playing faster. Not my opponent. Playing pretty good, though. Stacking paper to the ceiling, writing on 24-inch chrome. Who texted me? Oh, nobody. Still theory. Mine. I think I played well that game. Maybe I didn't. I think I played like 93. One mistake, one blunder. Damn, I guess I didn't play 93 if it's only that. Let's have a look. Come on, 93. I like guessing how well I played. I don't care how well I play. I just want to guess how well I played. If I played 60, I want to guess 60. 98. God damn, I cheated. I played 98 that game, and he played 71. I thought I played well that game. 98's pretty good for a 1 minute game. All right. Hooray for Ben. I'm the best or something. I showed that 1400. All right. 1 minute unrated. Yeah, 98's pretty good. Usually, I play here, here, here. You know how I play. You guys know how I play. You guys know what I do. You guys know what's up. Still theory. Ooh, not theory anymore. I just hung a piece with queen here check? Damn. Probably should stop doing that. Or I should do it more. Whichever's funnier. Let's see. Here, here. Never play f6. Hope I lose. Played f6. Deserve it. The truth hurts. Takes d4. All right. One mistake, two blunders, one missed win. So many stalemates in the final position. 100 centidues. Yay. I made 4 queens, not 3 queens. But I made it with the rook. That was important. I like when the engine says, or the score, it says queen B to C1, queen A to, I like that when it tells you which queen. You know, if I'm the one with all the queens, then I like it. All right. This guy's a little high rated for me. We better play safe. Bam! Gotcha. Two bishops, what else? And then extra pawn. Oh, the 2 extra pawns. Yeah. Even better. E3 safe. Good, safe. Still theory. No, I was going to make 9 queens, 10 queens, 11 queens. Damn. 13 queens. This is just like the Nations Cup, except for one thing. Make bishops. Yeah, I didn't think of that. All right, that guy earned his rating. Got to earn your rating. Got to get that time advantage. Very important. Whoa. If I knew whose turn it was, that would help. Never play F3. See, told you. Always retreat. Yay, I had more time. 0 mistakes, 0 blunders. Who's texting me? Nobody. That's who. All right, the round's in 10 minutes. The more you donate, the more money we have. This is your chance to donate. You beat Magnus? All right. I didn't know that, but thank you. Is this Romania or Belgium? Romania. It's always Romania. Two nights. What else? I fork you, you fork me, except you don't fork me. Well, you could take with the bishop, I guess. Ridiculous. Still theory. No, all my pieces. Damn. I should probably play better and faster. Yeah, I played faster and better. 2 mistakes, 4 blunders, 1 missed win. That wasn't a great game. But I blame you guys. Uh-oh. Yeah, I have... Whoa. Queen sacrifice probably unsound. This guy's earning his rating. God damn. Oh, he didn't hang his knight. I should have played F3. No, what a blunder. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Tough decision. Yay, 0 mistakes, 0 blunders. I had advantage from start to finish, and I was black. That's hard to do. All right, the round's in 6 minutes. Go, everybody. Go, somebody. Watch, he might mate me. He won't, but he might. Go, Ben. Yay, 399 centidues. Go centidues. Bishops, what else? 0 mistakes, 1 blunder. No, I blundered. No. Darn, stopping my intentions. Man, my game's not very good. Should probably play better. I always forget that part, to play better. Yeah, I have more time. Go, Ben. Go like a pro. Yay, a great game. Not too good. 2 mistakes, 1 blunder. Yay! 1 cent. Thank you. I could use those. All right, time for the round to start. Rawr, etc. Mainly etc. Let's get that round started. Let's see, play. Now I'm getting confused. Why am I so confused? Let's see, rapid. All right, so we got Hikaru and Faruja, and we got, you know, an Andraken and a Pomniachi and a Ronian. Everybody's in the tournament. Jeffrey Zhang's here. He's hanging out. Vidit's here. Go donation. $3. Yay. Thanks, Jay Minkler. Good, good. No, we're doing commentary on the Nations Cup, and they have a half-hour break between rounds. So I beat you guys to a pulp between rounds. Oh, we can still play Pietro, of course. Always time to play Pietro. Uh-oh. Bam! Gotcha. I'm too good. I tried to take it back, actually, but then I was like, oh, well, I'm hanging a piece. Man, the truth hurts. Never play F6. Whose turn is it? Oh, it's my turn. Zero mistakes, one blunder. Nice comeback win. Yeah, move 2 was bad when I played bishop b7. Yeah, bishop b7 wasn't good. You could take it. All right, that's the worst thing to happen to Italy this in 2020. That was a good 71 moves, and we both had 20 seconds left. Yeah, survived Corona for that. All right, good game, but, not great, but good. Let's see. Hikaru. Okay, nobody's playing yet. The round should have started already. There's no reason why the round hasn't started. Well, hopefully Fabi's playing this round. Go, Fabi. The more you donate... Do I have a Discord? I have over 900 people on my Discord. God damn. Good morning. All right. So that was sort of like the games that we're going to see in the tournament. This kind of game. Yeah. 71 moves plus 71. That is correct. Got to get +1 for each move. No, Fabi's not playing. No. Fabi's taking the day off. Let's see. Man, I'm hungry. Didn't eat today. Didn't eat after the stream last night. Man, it's been a while. Karen cleaned my glasses. That's why I played so well. Bassem, he drew with Wesley. Okay, this round's starting late too. For some reason. Not sure why. Seems like this round should start on time. But okay. All right, somebody clip that or something. You know what to do. Whatever you guys do. Yeah, that was good preparation. Not eating is part of the vegan diet. I've been totally vegan today. That is correct. All right, you guys didn't donate enough between rounds. That's the time to donate when people can give you the accolades that you so need. Man, you guys in the morning, too many Europeans here. I mean, you guys are great. That's what I meant. Go, Hikaru. Man, the round should have started forever ago. I mean, they started around 11 a.m. yesterday. Maybe they're doing 11 a.m. again. I don't know. Period it is. I tried to get E-Queens, but he's too good. Pretty good 71 moves for both of us. And somehow I avoided stalemating him. Who do I think will win? Vichy versus Ding? I never think Vichy will win. Vichy doesn't want to win. If Vichy's white, it'll be a draw. If Vichy's black, he'll lose. Scam Train, 100 cent. I think it's too early for a Scam Train. What should I play against the Italian game? I don't know. That question's too open-ended. Can you analyze that 10-second game from last night? I could. So why don't they start at 10:45? That's what it's scheduled to start at. Are they starting at 11 from now on? Are you prepping against murder hornets? Am I? That's good prep. Hate that opening. All right. Well, this guy's pretty high rated, I guess. I guess if they're never going to start the round, I can just keep playing 1 minute. Let's see if this guy can earn his rating. Darn. He can't do it. 2 legal moves. 1 hangs mate and 1. Which one will he play? He earned his rating. 1 mistake, 0 blunders. No, I made a mistake. All right, and they're still not playing for some reason. Aw, that wasn't nice. Still theory. This is like every Scholastic game ever played ever. Let's see, are they playing yet? No. This guy's got the two bishops. What else? Two bishops. Hooray. That guy was many hundreds of points higher rated than my last opponent. And they're still not playing? Wow. I don't know why the round's starting so late. It happened yesterday too. Terrible. 30 seconds? All right. I got the two bishops. That's pretty good compensation for him having an extra queen. Ah, come on. Darn. I played so well. I thought I did. One mistake. 7 blunders. One missed win. No. How did I make 7 blunders? I played so well. I got my rook out in the opening. Dang. All right, they're still not playing. I don't know why. I guess the round's just going to start at 11. It's supposed to start at 10:45. Yeah, I'll start at 11. Like every day is the same. Terrible. 30 seconds. There we go. Still theory. It's my move? How's it my move? How did it become my move? I don't get it. All right, good game, good game. Excellent game. I really controlled the 4th rank there. I don't know if I guess the rounds just started at 11. All right, good game, great game. No game was better. Yay, I won. I played faster than my opponent. That's for sure. All right. Yeah, I don't know why the rounds never start. Very suspicious. Very suspicious. Let's see. Everybody's challenging me. Wah. Let's see, did they start yet? No. All right. Where'd all my pieces go? Where'd they go? I had pieces and then I didn't. Damn, harsh. I have more time. Yay. I got some positional advantages. Never play F3. The only mistake I made this game. Let's see. Still theory. This position's tough. Rough and tough. A great game. 99 it says I played. Wow. Played great. A chaotic game. That is correct. All right, they're still not playing. I don't know what's going on. Maybe the turn was canceled. Sack more pieces. I can't. I sacked as many as I had. I can't sack anymore. The more you donate, the more pieces I sack. Darn. Still theory. Double on the 7th. God damn. What's happening? What world am I in? Still theory. No, my rook. No. No, he resigned. No. That was the worst thing that happened. A wild game. That is correct. Still no games? Damn. And it's 10:59. I don't understand what happened that game. So that's how the game went. Interesting. Interesting game. Interesting if true. All right. Well, it's 11 and they still haven't started. I don't know what's going on. I don't understand why the tournament never starts. The U.S. and China are tied for first. And I guess India's in last. I don't know. Something. I mean, there's only 6 teams. Everybody's in last. If only they had me on the team, then we'd see a different kind of chess. This is more fun to watch. That's right. Yeah, I don't know how the game goes when I play a 10-second game. Just the game ends. I don't know why. I don't know what moves were actually played. So this tournament's just never going to start. Damn, harsh. Queen takes f8. Exclam. No. I know who has more time. Man, in trouble over here. Yay, a brilliant game. 3 mistakes, 4 blunders. A chaotic game, that is correct. They still haven't started, it's 11:02? Come on. Chess.com stream said they're starting now. Why they start 17 minutes late? 0 mistakes, 0 blunders is close. They are starting now. Why are they starting so late? Because they wanted to see me play all these games? That game was pretty good. The Wayward King Kitty Counter Gambit. That's what it says. The Kitty Counter Gambit. Yeah, that was a fine game, except for one thing. Yeah, that game I liked. I don't know what happened in that game. I want to see myself. Ooh, interesting game. Interesting if true. I queen 2 pawns that game. God damn. All right, good game. Excellent. Much better than these Nations Cup games. Those are terrible. I had more viewers than Chess24 forever, but now they've outdone me with their, with their gawking rabble or something. Oh, they started. Hooray. Who would have thunk it? All right. I can't believe they started. Only showing 3 games so far. All right. Let's fix everything. All right. Fixed. Well, they got 4. They don't have a lot of games. Oh, they're down here? Why are they down there? What's going on here? All right. Oh, Anish Giri Wesley. So, god damn. Okay. I don't want to click the same game again. Leon Beast. Okay. And then Dinglerin versus the Vish. Man, these are some tough matchups. 299 centidues. Thank you. They put Zatonsky in for Crush. Maria, do I have her against Olga? No. I do. Humpy versus Ifan. Don't have that. Okay, is this 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Damn. I only got 11 games. Okay, Leon Beast I have. Chef's House I have. Sebastian I have. La Chess IQ I have. Faruja I have. Anish Giri. I'm missing a game. Chess Panda? I don't think I have Chess Panda. I do. Vidit Chess. I don't remember clicking that. Okay, we got all 12 games. God damn, they just raced to this position. Doesn't Hikaru have a patent on this position? All right, this is all of Hikaru's games. This morning, Hikaru played Bishop E2 here against Radjabov. Radjabov gets black every game. Looks like we've transposed. B5. God damn. All right. B5. Radjabov doesn't know that move, so time to think. Preparation by Nepo. The Pomniachi has 27 minutes, so this is his secret illegal preparation. And the engine says white's slightly better, actually. Yeah, we never see this in this opening. Okay, Faruja versus Artemayev. And Artemeyev's thinking forever. Karyakin versus Corey. Damn, Karyakin's the first alternate? Man, tough team. All right. And then we got Muzichuk versus Gira. H5. God damn. Putting it in H. Wow. H5. Wow. All right. I guess. All right. Giri So, as Spencer would say, both players playing for a draw. Let's see who will be successful. The Catalan. I think Wesley's the world's leading authority on the Catalan with both sides. Yeah, we saw this so many times in the last 3 weeks, this position. All right. Looks like Giri's out of his prep. Black just plays really solid and tries to draw. Both sides are happy. Dominguez Aronian. It's the normal Petrov. H6. H6. All right. That's secret illegal preparation by Levon. Yeah, H6, I don't know. I must say. The engine doesn't take the pawn. I'd be taking that pawn all day. I don't care if it loses. I guess you play rook e8 and bishop g4. Then black has good compensation. All right. It's Maxime Vachier-Lagrave versus Hikaru. God damn, now that's a matchup. It's the Hikaru defense. Bishop e2. All right. This is the game Hikaru lost to Magnus. This is still the game Hikaru lost to Magnus. Hikaru played b5 against Magnus, and Magnus took on e6. This is Hikaru's secret illegal preparation. All right, and he played knight e4, which is the book move, the engine move. All right, and this is Hikaru's preparation. Both sides have all their time left. The engine still likes white. You know, white's a little bit better, but this is what he decided to do instead of b5 against Magnus. Now the engine likes white. Back to the drawing board, Hikaru. This is still slightly worse for black. All right, Dingler and Anand. Exchange Queen's Gambit. This line where you trade queens, have better pawn structure. Yeah, this idea with knight e2, knight, the knight's coming in here, that's relatively recent. The players are booked to the gills. Man, this is funny if he goes takes, because this bishop is so bad. This has all been played before. Yeah, this is all theory. These lines have become popular lately. All right, white's slightly better. Yu Yangi Hare Krishna. This is the same. All right, you play queen c2. If you don't like this line for white, you want to stop bishop f5, which was the Anand game, you play queen c2. Knight g7 is going to happen. So black wants to play knight g7, bishop f5, and trade the bishops. And black's close to equal. Normal stuff. Normally they play knight here, knight here, knight here, but he played knight here, which is the same number of moves. So, yeah, and you play knight g7, bishop f5, trade the bishops, knight f5, and it's equal. That's the plan. Zatonsky versus Deganidze, c3 Sicilian. All right, still book. Let's see, this is Humpy versus Ifan. Might be the two highest rated women in the world, FIDE. Probably they are. All right, white slightly. A lot of QGGs this round. And Vidit versus Wang Hao. Guess that means China's playing India. Still theory. Two bishops, what else? Man, the players know a lot of theory. They play pretty fast. Damn. All right, finally Vidit's out of his prep. Wang Hao's probably not out of his prep. Damn. GC Cast subscribed. This guy's know a lot of theory. All right, and the engine says equal. Black has two bishops. Black has an extra pawn. And black's pawn structure is ridiculous. So therefore, it's equal. The engine doesn't like rook here. Now it says rook b8, and black is besser. Yeah, it doesn't like that move. All right. Back to the top. God damn, they made a lot of moves. Okay, so b5. Radulov didn't seem to know that move. Takes is forced. Rook a7 is forced. Knight e5 is still his prep. Knight takes is forced. Taking on b6 is forced. Still his prep. I wonder if Radulov knows this, because knight c4 is the best move. Okay, knight c4. He has to take on a7. So white's up in exchange, but white has the worst pawn structure in chess history. So black has great compensation. Knight e2. Rook b8. You can take on a3 also. Queen a4. I think the engine wanted to take on a3. All right, now Nepomniachtchi could still be in his prep because he has 27-43, but it's not clear because he moves instantly anyway. White's up in exchange. Black has the greatest knight ever. Everything in black's position is great. And white's position is not great, but white has a rook for a bishop. So there you go. And the engine says equal for some reason. This is no good. This is no good. This is no good. These pawns are no good. But he's up in exchange. All right, very interesting play. Artemayev refuses to move after queen takes d4. So I'm sort of confused. Usually when you play knight takes d4, you replace it with the other knight. And for some reason, he's thinking forever. So I don't know. BC. What's this line? I've never seen this. Interesting. All right. Karyakin with his secret illegal preparation against Corey. H5. What was H5? All right. Very suspicious. It's the game where both players want to draw. So I'm going to predict the game wanted to draw. All right. White is clearly slightly better. Slightly, just slightly. And the players are finally out of their prep, and it's very slightly better. Okay, after h6, he played rook e1, bishop e6. He's very insistent on trying to sack a pawn. This doesn't really sack a pawn, because after takes, rook takes, I have bishop f5, take with the queen, I have bishop c4. Dominguez having a huge time disadvantage. Again, I guess Caruana was busy today. It's like, yeah, I went 2-0, you guys play today. All right, and queen f3 is the last move that we saw. Hikaru played bishop d7, that is correct. Takes is correct. Queen takes b7 is correct. Queen c8 is correct. These are all the engine moves. And white's up a pawn, but, you know, it's pretty good here. This is pretty good, etc. And the engine says white's slightly better. Pretty good bishop. Pretty good. It's hard to play rook b8 and challenge the file because of the bishop here. So the engine says queen here, rook fc8, and black is slightly worse because black has pressure against all this. Bam! Sacking his queen. That's what happens when I click the wrong thing. All right, this is slightly better for white. Corey played d4 against Karyakin. He can play e5 or g5, but not both. He'll play one of them. What's going on in this game? Why isn't Artemayev moving? What's happening? He's been thinking 10 minutes here. It's move 7. White just took with the queen. It wasn't like white did something weird. He took the knight, and then he took back. What? Oh, good Botez joke in there. All right, this I don't understand. Oh, no internet. Offline. God damn. No. Corey's from Peru. That is correct. No. Russia board 2 is offline. That's why he never moves. Where's the arbiter? No, the arbiter can't contact him because he's offline. Wow. Man, the truth hurts. All right, what's going on here? Queen b6, g3. White's up in exchange. Greatest knight ever. 2 isolated pawns. White's slightly better because up in exchange. All right, boring. Very boring. Not boring. Yeah, rook b8. The engine already likes black. And how? All right, black has the two bishops. What else? Black has an extra pawn. Pawn structure is a little suspicious. All right, and Anand took on f4, confusing the audience. a5, still theory. Bishop e2 threatening h5. h5. And Lisa Simpson said this bishop is of little value. I've seen this before. I've seen this endgame, this exact endgame. Very suspicious. So black has 4-3 on the queen side. Black's bishop can't move. And how does white win? The answer is fries. All right, very suspicious game. Whoa, she got queen d3 in. They never get queen d3 in. There we go. Stopping d4. She can kick the queen out with this or with knight e1, but got to move that d pawn, otherwise the bishop is no good. And it stops knight b5. All right, both players are on their own. All right, they're racing towards a draw because that's who the guys are. Bishop takes e5, queen b6, rook d6, always retreat. White is clearly slightly better. White has more pawns on the king's side, has a plan. White has the d file. This isn't going to make a queen soon, but black has good control of these squares. Lots of pieces are traded. The bishop is innocuous at the moment. So the engine says white's slightly better. It likes rook c1, stopping black from using the c5 square. All right, both players are happy. All right, so what happened here? A lot of moves were played here. Takes. So he did decide to win a pawn and give his opponent the two bishops. Aronian blundered his bishop, but Dominguez didn't see it. No, bishop takes h2 check, obviously. All right, so this is like a Marshall. It's black has two bishops, white has an extra pawn, white has no development. All right, now white has a terrible pawn structure, but still an extra pawn. All right, I like white. White has an extra pawn. It's a passed pawn. But it's close to equal because black has rook c8 and the knight's coming in and rook here and the bishop's not very good. All right, so close to equal, but I'll still take white because extra pawn. All right, and in this position, Hikaru played rook a7. I said earlier Hikaru can't put his rook on b8 because of the bishop on f4, so he wants to play rook b7 or queen b7. And Hikaru wants to get all these pawns off the board so he can draw. So advantage to white. Hikaru's playing for the draw here. Position's obviously worse. He's down a pawn. H5, f5, god damn. Better for black, it says. Good. Karyakin hasn't moved after d4. He's been thinking for 5 minutes. The engine says both of these moves are okay. If you take, I take with the pawn. I'm threatening both. And slightly better for white. All right, Artsemeyev got his internet back. It's like Stella. All right, still theory. Man, that's too bad he lost his internet for 10 minutes. God damn. And king g7, rook c1. All right, what's up the exchange? Black's going to chill. Boring. Very boring. Not boring. Yay. What happened here? He played knight e5, threatening knight c6. Wow, he could play bishop d5. Then the rook attacks the knight on e5. God damn. But he played bishop d7, which is as good. And this pawn's attacked. This knight's attacked. Black's up a pawn. It's pawned under pressure. There's a passed pawn. Black's much better. Bad opening prep from Vidit. Boo. Bad opening prep. All right, Anand broke the very important rule. Never play f6. Boo. The engine doesn't like the move f6 because it undefends the bishop on g6. So now the engine wants to take and play rook g1 and infiltrate. A funny variation for the tactically not so good is if you play rook g8. Obviously bishop f5 wins, but this is a much funnier win. And resigns. Okay, that's not going to happen, obviously. But yeah, it doesn't like f6 because the rook's coming in. Well, it's a two-result game, as somebody pointed out, and An's going to lose or draw. So no winning chances. All right. They're trading everything as quickly as they can. And the engine says equal. It says every move is equal. This is a funny repetition. Knight here, rook here, knight here, because they like to repeat. All right. So this is equal, and this will end in a draw. Both players want to draw. And this is better for white, but will also end in a draw. This is much better for white. I'm not sure it'll end in a draw. He might win. Karyakin shows e5 over g5. You can take this. You can play knight d7. You could take this. Tough decision. Right now, the engine says knight d7 is the best move. After takes, we play bc, and we're threatening the bishop and the knight. And then when we play bc, we're going to have an open file for our rook. And these pawns are weak. The white's slightly better. Just slightly. God damn, Firouzja said all he could stands. He can't stands no more. Knight d5. Engine approved. Firouzja always impressing the audience. He sees that king on e8 and he wants it. Well, you could take the knight or not take the knight. That was a good explanation of the situation. You don't get that kind of explanation anywhere else. And the engine says white's slightly better because this king is no good. I mean, if I take back, I got rook e1 check and d6 and dc. After takes, the engine just moves the bishop and gives the knight away because we got a castle. Can't keep your king on e8 the whole game. Ridiculous. All right, Nepomniachtchi retreated. Always retreat. Good, good. This game's really boring. This game's really boring. This game's not boring. This position's bad for Vidit. Wang Hao having a great opening. All right. And he did trade. Oh, no, he didn't trade. He played rook e3. Also good. Takes. The rook goes to g1. And Anand thinks he could just Netflix and chill here. Anand's like, how you going to win? I don't do nothing. He's got a point. The engine likes white, but it's not clear how white wins. Black just sits there. Normally the king couldn't go to e6 and chill because the e-file would be open. But after rook takes e3, f takes e3, although white has improved his pawn structure by getting rid of his doubled f pawns and his isolated d pawn, he closed the e-file so black's king can sit on e6 and defend the f pawn and so forth. So very difficult to win with white. Very hard to find a winning plan. Still, it's a two-result game. White wins or a draw. Black has no winning chances, but probably draws the most likely. All right, queen c2, kicking the queen out. Usually white doesn't want to trade queens. White castled and black didn't. So black is doing pretty reasonably here. All right, both sides playing for a draw. Black wants to play b5. That's why he played rook fc8 to defend his pawn. Wants his king to go to e7, b5, advance his majority, etc. All right, we have a lot of trades in this game. And obviously, worst pawn structure ever, and white has an extra pawn. The engine says it's a draw. Makes sense? Man, that's really bad pawn structure. God damn. And always retreats. So you see this position, MVL got a little flustered. He's like, wow, I'm here. And he's French, so he has to retreat. So he retreats, and then he retreats again. Queen a2. God damn. Now rook b7 doesn't attack the queen. The rook's going to move, and he'll try to play b3 or b4. Then his queen will get out, and he'll be a solid pawn up. That's the plan. Bishop takes b2. The queen's defending the bishop and against this. Plays rook b1. The engine actually likes queen takes b2 better, which looks completely equal to me. Hikaru got his pawn back. God damn. Now he's worse because rook fc1's coming and his queen's no good. Got you caught in a little crossfire there. How you like that? And this pawn's weaker than this pawn. I have the b file. Should be a draw, but white's pressing here. Should be a draw. This game's great. The engine already says black is doing great. The game Gira Muzichuk. I don't know which Muzichuk is which. All right, and he's thinking forever, Corey. And he didn't take the knight on d5. He played bishop c5, queen g4, attacking the g-pawn. Castles. Bishop h6 is probably coming, and white's better. And always repeat. Knight b2, knight c4, attacking this pawn again. Nepomniachtchi doesn't like to draw, so he plays a move that doesn't draw. All right, a4. Good, good. Giving his rook a little more scope, making sure the pawn's never attacked. All right, I mean, black's down the exchange, so white's better. And if you look at the clocks, god damn, Nepomniachtchi up 24 minutes to 11. Damn. So black's position is great, except for the rook for the knight thing. Otherwise, it's pretty good. All right, boring draw, boring draw. This is really bad for white. The time situation is really bad for white. That's not good for Vidit. This looks drawn to me. The engine likes white, but I don't know. It looks like a draw. I don't know. I don't think he... See, the problem with infiltrating now is king here, and you can't play rook here because of king here, and your rook gets trapped. Your rook runs out of squares here. So rook g7 does nothing. He figures white wants to win over here, so he's getting his rook over here to defend against that. All right, now he played here, and now if king e6, he can play rook here, and the king can't chase the rook. Problem is, after king here, rook g8, you can't let the rook infiltrate, so we're going to trade rooks, and white has to try to break through over here, but I don't see it. I think this should be a draw. White's better, but I don't think it's enough to win. Okay, black's better here because this bishop sucks. I think after queen d3, she should have kicked the queen out with knight e1, not traded queens. All right, Firouzja did play bishop h6, and he defended with bishop to d4. It's an unusual way to defend the g7 pawn. And the engine says white's better after c3. Slightly, just slightly. Now, Firouzja has a huge time advantage, but if you forgot or just showed up, Artza may have lost his internet for like 10 minutes. So he lost 10 minutes on his clock with no internet. God damn. Colby subscribed. Yay, more cheese for me. Yeah, Vidit's not having a good tournament. Back to being a doctor. Okay, Rajabov trades queens. He says with his knight here, he can Netflix and chill. Most boring game ever. This game's equally boring. Aha! The engine says that Vidit's is dead lost. Knight dc4. Rawr! Black's up 2 pawns with 3 passed pawns and 2 bishops. Yeah, the engine says the game's over. Completely losing for white. Black has all these passed pawns. The rook is active. The bishop defends the passed pawn. The rook and the knight are attacking. Very bad opening preparation. And Vidit has no time. The engine says that white's completely lost. So good opening prep from Howe, not good from Vidit. Wait, what did I do? I clicked on the wrong thing. No, stop clicking on the wrong thing. All right. Draw, black wins. Probably a draw, but white's better. Black's better. Bishop f1. Good. Stopping b5. The engine likes black here. King here. Eventually push your 3-2. All right. It says black's a little better, but probably a draw. This position should just be a draw. Nobody's better here. This pawn's useless. It'll never advance. Probably it'll get captured. And this should be a draw. So it doesn't like the way MVL played. Rook fc1. Let's see, what did you do wrong? That's right. Yeah, it just says it's equal. Yeah, Hikaru equalized. All right, and this is just going to be a draw. They're going to trade everything. Bishop b5, rook b5, rook a5. Blah, blah, everything's gone. Dead, dead, dead draw. Dead draw. No play. All right, Hikaru equalized. Yay, he was worse, I thought. All right, the engine likes black here a lot. Rawr, attack. White has no attack over here. White's got to bust through over here somehow. I just don't know how. All right, he played knight d7. Engine approved. Knight e4, only move. And the engine says white is a little bit better. A little bit. Now, white has 10 minutes up on the clock. God damn. Big time advantage. All right, bishop d4. He did play c3. There's also a huge time advantage for Firouzja here. Some game just ended. It was this game. All right, so Hikaru finally equalized. Bishop d8, and they traded everything and draw. Okay. So that's a very good result for America, because Hikaru was worse. He had the black pieces, and he drew MVL. Okay, this is completely equal. This is completely equal. Black's completely winning. The engine says +5 for black. c5. 3 pass pawns, 2 bishops. This is all under pressure. This rook is useless. Terrible play by Vidit, and no time. This, I think, will be a draw, but the engine says white has a big advantage. I don't know. I'd rather have white, but I don't think white's winning. And this, I think, will be a draw, but I'd rather have black. This will be a draw. Black has a great position, according to the engine. This is slightly better for white, just slightly. Hikaru already drew his game. White's better here. White's going to play rook b1. White's very active. White's pawn structure is a little iffy. Slightly better for white. Artsemeyev, unfortunately, lost 10 minutes because his internet went out. So he's down 9 minutes on the clock. That's unfortunate. Mountain 140 subscribed. And Nipo's up in exchange. This seems like Nepomniachtchi should be black, sacking an exchange and playing for counterplay. That seems more his style. So is black going to play knight f5, rook b4, and hammer this pawn, or just play knight c4 and stop the rooks from getting active? All right, draw, draw. Black, ooh, what happened here? Bishop takes d4, god damn. That's too tactical for me. The engine says it's bad, but he's losing anyway. Wait, I'm getting a text from Zoidberg. Bishop takes d4 is bad, and you should feel bad. Damn, Zoidberg is rough today. Notice if you take the bishop, I take on b4. So he played rook takes c4. And the game's over. This is like resignable. 10 minutes down the clock, down a piece. 2 bishops. This pawn's weak. This rook's ridiculous. White's pieces are disappearing. Very bad play from Vidit. Terrible opening prep. All right, he's trying to come in. King e6, rook g7. He's tickling him. Gonna tickle fight. 50-50. Either Ding wins or he doesn't. b5. Rawr, counterplay from Anand. Anand's not going down like no punk. Anand was world champion before Ding was born. Not really, but close. Close. Not too close. Zatonsky's been thinking 6 minutes in this position. Shouldn't think 6 minutes when it's game 25. Especially here. It's sort of boring here. All right. And Wesley's been thinking about 5 minutes in this position. He's like, I wanted to draw the whole game. Maybe I'll play for a win. But he's torn. He's like, I never play for a win. He's so mad. All right. The engine says black is better because white's pawn structure is frankly ridiculous. The knight's ridiculous. I mean, it'll be a draw, but it prefers black. Prefers black. Prefers white slightly. Just slightly. After knight takes, he played c5. If you play knight takes e5, I play knight b3, and you can't defend your d-pawn. So he defends his d-pawn. He wants to play bishop b7. He wants to take this. And white's slightly better. Nice rook. Nice d6 square for the knight. And bishop e5 was played. Big time advantage for Firouzja because Artemiev got kicked off the internet. White's slightly better after rook a b1. Slightly, just slightly. This game, huge time advantage for Nepomniachtchi. Huge. And nothing's happening, but huge. All right. Vidit's going to resign soon. Takes bishop a1. He wants to win this bishop. The easiest win is rook d4, then bishop d4, cd4, and black has, and it's what he played. He's got 2 pieces and a pawn for a rook. I mean, and 2 passed pawns. Damn. That's just dead lost. I got 2 bishops and a pawn for a rook, and I have 2 passed pawns. I mean, it's just hopeless. Yeah. He can resign here. Should resign. Yeah, the game's just over. You take this, take this. This is just silliness. I mean, white just lost all his pieces. Yeah, rook takes e4, knight takes e4, doesn't matter. c5, rook e5, every move wins. Get luft with h6. Yeah, he just takes everything. Yeah, Wang Hao takes everything. God damn. And white has, this is like when I'm playing 1 minute between the rounds and I take all the pieces. This is very similar. And white has +9. I mean, you're getting 2 queens, ridiculous. All right, very embarrassing. D3 threatening F2. Yeah, +11 for black. Man, losing with white, going down like a punk. God damn. And in last round, Hari Krishna completely winning and didn't win against Duda. And this game, Vidit losing with white right out of the opening. Damn. Not resigning because it's embarrassing. You got to resign now. Resigning is the only... Wow, he didn't resign. What an insult. Every move is +11. No. All right, that game's silly. This game's completely equal. This game is completely equal. This game, Ding is going to either win or it's a draw. Zatonsky forgot she's playing in the tournament? What's going on here? She has perfect internet. And she's been thinking 10 minutes in this position. It's game 25. Come on. You can't think 10 minutes. All right. They traded everything because that's who they are. He played b5, forcing the draw. Got to force that draw. All right. Everybody. So he was thinking if he takes on a5, I'll double up on the bubble up. So he plays here. Now if rook here, we check and take on f7, defending this. So now rook b5 is equal. Rook b4 is equal. g5 is equal. Every move is equal. All right, so the players are both happy because it's equal. This is slightly better for black, but it'll be a draw. This is better for black. This is better for white. This is crazy like Fox News. F4, rar, Firouzja, aggressive. Firouzja smash. All right, he can play rook a b1 again. He can play e5. He can take on f6. The engine says everything's equal. Nice 5-minute time advantage for Firouzja. Firouzja psychologically be pretty mad if he's better both games today and he can't win. Terrible. All right, huge time advantage for Nepomniachtchi. Huge. 19 minutes to 5. God damn. Completely equal. Completely equal. Vidit resigned after bishop takes f2 check. Or bishop c... Yeah. Then he played bishop c4 and he resigned. Unbelievably bad game from Vidit. Great game from Wang Hao. Everybody Wang Hao tonight. It's the Vish. This says that it's completely winning for white. This says a non-blundered. Bishop e2. Now it says b4 check is forced. But he played here, and this says it just the game's over. And it says white wins. Damn. I don't know if it's right. Bishop d1. I mean, pass pawn's good, obviously. I'm not sure how white wins. I mean, if black doesn't do anything, how does white win? I don't know. This seems more like a draw to me. But the engine says +2. Then the engine moves around doing nothing. So I don't know if that's right. Anand intentionally gave the pawn away to trade rooks. He figures I'll put my king here, and like, how do you beat me? Bishop here defending this. Man, it's hard to break through, right? Hard to do anything. So I don't see how to win. I don't see it. I got nothing. I mean, he could play king a3, b4, bishop a4 with the passed a pawn. That might lose. That's not even an engine idea. That's my idea. King here, b4, a4, bishop takes a4, king takes a4, and then here. I don't think that works, but you got to do something. This seems like a draw to me, but the engine says white is +2. I don't believe it. Okay, this game that I said was a boring draw turned out to be a boring draw. Shocking. This is also a boring draw and will also be drawn. This game, I don't see how white wins. The engine likes white a lot. I don't see how. I don't see it. All right, and she finally moved. Zatonsky played rook d1, knight e1, knight f3. She wants to play d4. She's hoping for repetition, and she's hoping d4, bishop e3, and she's fine. But look how much time Anna took. Well, Anna always does this in the U.S. women's. She always thinks forever and has no time on her clock. Then she wins anyway. Let's see. What is the gawking rabble saying? What happened? I left my own stream? What's going on here? All right. Somehow I left my own stream. Crazy like Fox News. I don't even know what I did. Anyway, I'm back. All right, so this is better for black and way better for black on the clock. God damn. Terrible clock management. All right, this is a dead draw, so both players are excited. They love when it's a dead draw. They've never been so happy. All right, this game's going to end in a draw. This game's also going to end in a draw, but Aronian's trying to win. That's not very nice of him. Black's down a pawn, but look at his position. Great. Great rooks, great knight, great everything. Papa John's. And look at the time. Dominguez way too slow. Zatonsky way too slow. So this looks really bad, this match for America. Zatonsky no time, Dominguez no time, Hikaru drew, Wesley's going to draw. I mean, U.S. is going to lose this match. Take a miracle. Who we play in Europe? Is this Europe? Geary, let's see, MV, this is Europe. Yeah, we're going to lose. Should have brought back Fabi. That is correct. Have you been to the real Georgia? I live in the real Georgia, and I went to the fake Georgia a while ago. About 4 years ago, I was in Batumi, the former Soviet Georgia. Now I live in Soviet Georgia. All right, white's still up a pawn, but at what cost? It'll be a miracle if Dominguez draws with no time on his clock. This pawn's hanging, this pawn's weak, the king's no good, this king's safe. Time situation is terrible for Dominguez. The U.S. is going down this round. God damn. All right, Karyakin's clearly slightly better against Corey. Time situation is also ridiculous. You just can't do that. It can't be 12 minutes to 2. I'm furious. Now, Artson may have lost a ton of time because he lost his internet and he caught up. That's 2,700 for you. And not only this, his position's pretty good. E5, ED5, takes F6, bishop G5, takes C3. The engine says black is fine. White has the two bishops, what else? And black's pawn structure is ridiculous. But he's up a pawn. He didn't do that. That was me making an illegal move. I do stuff like that. All right, friends, join the chess club. Don't forget May 9th, Saturday, 4 p.m. Play in our tournament. Huge prizes. No entry fee. Okay, this game is going to be a draw. All right, let's see here. What did he do? He played B4. A4 is forced. Hey, he's playing what I said. Is that good that he's doing what I said? He's doing it the other way around. I said king B3, king A3, but his way's better, obviously. The engine says white has nothing. It says draw. But he's trying it. He's going to play king A3 and take on A4. Interesting. That probably doesn't work. Man, the engine doesn't care about that plan at all. It's moving its king to the king side. That's very interesting to me. Okay, Anand's ignoring it. He played king f8. He's like, I don't care about this. If he cared about it, he would go that way at some point. But he doesn't care. Now he can't run his king over here because I'll start pushing my h pawn, and he can't do that. He has to keep his king over here. The engine is not impressed with this line. It doesn't care at all about that. All right. Well, if he does it, we'll find out. And this is a draw. This is Zatonsky trying to lose on time. Terrible. And she's worse. This is... Whoa! How'd Wesley win a pawn? I mean, I know it's a draw, but how did he win a pawn? What? I don't understand how he won a pawn. Rook b8. Right? 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 So he just refused to play f3 because he didn't want his king stuck on the back row. All right. So he just gave his pawn away. Okay, he did it on purpose. He didn't want to play f3 and get his king stuck on the back row. I understand that. Didn't want to play e5 because he knows the game Ponomaryov lost to Carlsen. Although I wouldn't play h4. He knows this is a draw, so he just doesn't care. He figures he'll just draw this easily. All right. That's nice. We have a free chance to win, though. I mean, it's a draw, but, can't lose. Can only win or draw. All right, good. I mean, Wesley's a pawn up. It's a draw, but could be a blunder from his opponent. Come on, Dominguez. Stop playing so slowly. Wow, look at this. Knight takes f2, king e2. King e2 is correct. Knight f1 is correct. Rook b5 is suspicious, it says. Rook d3 is correct. All right, so black is better, and the clock is absolutely ridiculous clock times. 19 minutes to 10 seconds. I don't see how white can defend this with 10 seconds. Not against Aronian. God damn. Yeah, the engine already says rook e5 is a terrible move. He's got 10 seconds. So, I mean, he's going to lose. Get have 10 seconds on move 40, and the opponent has 19 minutes. That's ridiculous. Very bad time management from Dominguez. Can he save another bad position? All right. Now it says it's equal. Karyakin's clearly better. And the time is also the silly time. 2 minutes to 9. Ridiculous. Not as ridiculous as Dominguez. All right. This is supposedly equal. Artemiev, he lost 10 minutes on the clock, losing his internet. Now he's back. And nothing's happened here. The Pomniachtchi with a huge time advantage against Radjabov. Can Radjabov hold it down 14 minutes on the clock? And that's going to be a draw. All right, so he gave up on his idea. This is definitely going to be a draw now. All right, he decided not to give his bishop away and probably lose the game. So he went over here. All right, and this is just a draw. You can't legally win. The engine likes white, but it's a dead draw. You can never win ever. Not never, not ever. All right, good defense from Anand. D4 with no time on her clock. Roar! All right, that's an interesting move. Pawn sacrifice, get her bishop out. King is still here, rook is still here. Time situation's terrible. Position's very bad. Bad game. Wesley fighting for the win with an extra pawn. I mean, Geary has 10 minutes left, so. All right. And rook d3, rook e5 is bad, rook c3 is good, taking is good, rook h3 is excellent to play rook c2 check. Yeah, and black's winning now. Yeah, this is just winning for black. Yeah, Aronia's not going to mess this up. Very bad game from Dominguez, just time management-wise. He was equal the whole game, but he never moved. This is how I would lose to these guys. I'm playing okay with white, then I have a minute, they have 20, and then I lose all my pieces. That's always how I lose to these guys. It's Aronian's first win since he's come back. The U.S. is going down. They got no chance to win any of the games. We're going to lose 3-1 or 2.5, 1.5. Boo! Bring back Fabi. All right, this game's over. Rook F2 resigns. Knight H3 check resigns. Terrible. Very good game from Levon. Instead of winning his pawn back and drawing, he sacked a pawn, attacked all of White's weak pawns, got him in time trouble. Excellent game from Levon. All right. Unclear. White's much better. This is equal. Big time advantage for Fallujah because of losing his internet and his religion. Another ridiculous time advantage. Can Radjabov draw this even though he has no time? The answer is fries. All right, completely equal. White's down a pawn for nothing. She finally got her bishop out. But okay, White's down a pawn and White's down on time. Our only hope is Wesley wins this dead drawn position, but that's not going to happen. The USA loses. Boo, boo. All right, and Anand's game was a draw. Anand has all draws. Very good defense from Vishy, sacrificing his H-pawn to trade rooks. And he's like, you got nothing. And Ding Liren was considering sacrificing over here, but he didn't do it. I want to look at that because he played king B2. So that was his intention. So let's have a look. I don't know. It says bishop E8. Oh, I can go here. And you can never take this because I play C5 check and then I win. Yeah, this is winning. I go here, then I take this. So bishop e8 stops that sacrifice. Let's say he doesn't stop the sacrifice. Oh, now it says White's winning. This is winning for White. And my king comes in and A-pawn is strong. Wow, bishop e8's like, okay, now what if I go here? So that way I can stop, what's going on here? This is also winning for White. Oh, so he just realized after king a3, bishop e8, he can't. He should have played it, though. He should have played king a3 and forced Vishy to find this. Yeah, you can't take, because c5, c4 wins. Wow. And you can't sacrifice first, like bishop takes. Oops. Bishop takes, pawn takes here, because I play bishop e8 here. Wow, that's a good defense, bishop e8, stopping king takes pawn, because you get a passed pawn. Very nice. All right, and Aronian won, because rook g1 mate is annoying. And if you move the knight, rook takes pawn is annoying. Yeah, very nice game from Aronian. Really good. And this is now better for black. Canero's getting outplayed. This king is better, this pawn is weak, b6, c5 is coming. She has more time on her clock. Ifan's going to win against Humpy, and she shouldn't have. That's good for China. Zatonsky's down a pawn. She's catching up on time. So this is the best she's been doing. She's only down a pawn. Position's reasonable. She's only down 2 minutes. Some drawing chances. Wesley knows he has to win and hope that Zatonsky holds a draw somehow. He knows he can't win, but keep trying. Maybe Geary's internet goes out and he wins. There you go. Huge time advance for Muzichuk. The engine said black was doing great. Now it says it's equal, but white has 4 extra minutes. Better for white. King is no good. This rook is better than this rook. And 50 seconds to 4.5 minutes. Looking bad for Corey. Looking bad. All right, this is completely equal. And pawn structure is the same. Everything's the same. This should end in a draw. And look at the time situation, boys and girls. 12 minutes to 30 seconds. And white's up in exchange, and somehow white infiltrated. So Radjabov decided to go for this pawn instead of keeping his knight here. White gets an active rook. Radjabov has 15 seconds left. God damn. I'm not saying he's lost, but 12 seconds. Damn. No wonder he didn't get invited to the candidates. Oh, no, he got invited. Okay, he took the pawn. The engine wants to play rook d7 attacking the bishop, then get this rook into the game and double up on the bubble up. It says white's winning now. It says get those rooks in there. Roar, attacking f7, and white wins. It says as soon as this rooks get to the 7th, this rook can't defend that. He can't get here. So he's just going to be winning. Once he takes this, it's mate. It's going to crush him. So white's winning now. Very good move. Excellent. Rook c8, bishop moves, rook c7, resigns. He has to play rook c4 or check first and play rook c4, but that's just an easy win. That's just an easily winning endgame. But rook c8, rook c7 is winning immediately. So Radjabov loses. Bad time management. All right, so here's what he's planning to do. Bishop here, bishop check, and run the king up. And the engine says, no, that doesn't work. That's what he's planning to do. That is a good idea. Get his king up here while he loses this pawn instead of getting mated. That was good defense. Yeah, he's losing, but, that's the best move. All right, this is better for Ifan, and she has more time. This is much better for Deganidze, and Zatonsky's not moving again. No, you got to move. You have a minute. No, boo. All right, he's trying to win, but trying is the first step to failure. This is going to be a draw. And this looks completely equal, but white has a huge time advantage, so now you want white. The game turned around. Black played too slowly. Karyakin with the huge time advantage and the better position. This is completely equal, and Artsemev almost caught up on time, so he's probably going to draw now. And Radjabov resigned after rook c8. So, he blundered. Okay, so he played an excellent move here, king e2. Then bishop b4 isn't check. And black got confused. Black blundered here. That line that I showed you, rook here, rook here, black plays bishop b4 check. Well, now rook takes his mate because there's no king on e1. So black has to do something about that. But he just made some move. He played here, and now he has to resign. He's either going to lose his bishop, or he's going to get mated on f7. Because king e2 was a sneaky move. So, because with the king on e1, we have bishop b4 checks Vischenzug. So after here, now this move wins. Because there's no bishop check, so now you get mated on f7. So he has to play rook c4, or rook b4. He is lost. He's losing. But the game ended immediately. Okay, very nice game from Nepo. Very bad time management from Radjabov. Okay, this game ended in a draw? I mean, black's just much better here. Wow, I mean, white can't do anything and has a time advantage. I'm surprised Ifan gave her a draw. Wow. Maybe they're winning the match anyway and she didn't care. Possible. 33 seconds for Zatonsky. God damn. And she's down a pawn. Not looking good for America. We need 1.5 out of 2. We're going to get half out of 2. Man, harsh. The U.S. loses. Boo, boo. China takes the lead. Hey, in the chat, how's China doing? India's in first position except for one thing. Man, China wins every match. So board 1, Dingler and Drew, and then Ifan drew, and I forgot the other 2 boards. China won. I forgot who's even. Oh yeah, that's right. Wang Hao won easily. Was it Wang Hao? Or was that the last round? Damn. China won 3-1. God damn. All right, so China wins. The U.S. loses. China's in clear first. All right, all 3 results are possible this game. The engine says equal. Now it says f4 is good. But the time situation, you assume white's going to win. Karyakin's winning and winning on the clock. Although it's getting closer on the clock. But he's winning on the board and the clock. And this is a draw. Shouldn't be any trouble at all to draw. Should just be an easy draw. If anything, black's better after 96. If anything, it'll be a draw. Okay, can Zatonsky win this lost position and tie it up? Will her opponent hang mate? Zatonsky needs to win this unwinnable position. Go Zatonsky. Very suspicious. Knight e5 and black is winning. Threatening knight takes c4 check. God damn. Knight c4 looks good. All right. And Wesley So's trying to win, but no winning chances. Frankly, ridiculous. And unclear. And what's happening here? Karyakin's slightly better. What did he do? He played rook c4, bishop c6, b4. Look at this game with no time for either player. White is slightly, clearly better. Black has good drawing chances, but black has no time on his clock. Man, 10 seconds. God damn, move 30. King b6 is the best according to the engine. a5 is second best. Damn, that took a long time. That move is a blunder because I take this and I defend my pawn. Yeah, that was a blunder. Now he's lost. Yeah, now rook d6 check wins. And then a4. Ooh, a4 is a good move. I like that. Rook check, king moves, a4, rook takes, and white's winning. That's very interesting. Check, forcing the king away from the knight. a4, forcing the rook away from the knight. He played a3, also winning. Yeah, because rook here check is coming, and white should be a pawn or two up. Probably 2 pawns up. Every move wins. Rook d6 wins, bc wins, king d2 wins. Every move wins. Black has no pawns left. Boo, need some pawns. Man, rook f4 is annoying. God damn. Okay, he decided to go that way. The king's cut off. He might play king c7. Not sure what he'll do. To stop rook d7. I mean, a pawn's a pawn, so I don't know. Okay, rook d7. Man, rook f8 is pretty pathetic. He can't play rook f8. Too pathetic. Can't do it. Got to play rook b4 and try to take all of white's pawns. Plays rook f8, he has to play f6 and open up his rook. Never play f6. Okay, this game was a draw. This game's always been a draw. Wesley tried. He failed miserably. And the U.S. is down 2-1. White needs to win this game where she's completely lost and has no time on her clock. But Ziganenza has less than a minute, so, you can blunder. If Zatonsky gets the miracle win, it's a tied match. It's not going to happen. Frankly, ridiculous. This game, all 3 results will happen. Black was much better. White was much better. Now the engine says it's equal. Both sides have no time. All 3 results will happen. God damn. Didn't think that would happen. All right, what did he do? h6. Terrible blunder. Just take it. Take on f7. Got to be winning. f4, rook f6. Standard easy win. 2-1. You got to take back. What are you thinking about? Wow, he lost his internet. He lost his internet and the game ended. Corey's internet went out. Wow. He only had 1 move to play that made any sense at all, but he lost his internet. God damn. Probably losing anyway, but would have been better not to lose your internet. Wow, the game ends with losing your internet. Damn. Soviet Russia wins again. All right, will black somehow walk into mate? I don't see how, but somehow. All right, king g5, check, king f4. And the engine says black is winning. If only there was an illegal checkmate. All right, now she's threatening checkmate. That's not mate. The king can go here. Damn. Even when I cheat, I can't win. All right, black is winning, and black's team is up 2-1. What team is it? I don't know. Rest of the world, Russia. Nobody knows. Let's see. Ziganidze, is she rest of the world or Europe? Nobody knows. I think this is Europe, right? Yeah, this is Europe. All right, now the game should be a draw. Rook check and pawn check is a draw. I mean, Ziganidze doesn't care if she draws. The team wins the match. After king e5, white's better. King here is a draw. All three results possible, just like this game. And this game, it says white's winning. Man, white wasn't winning before. What happened? Both sides have no time. No. Karyakin just won, so Russia must be ahead. Nepomniachtchi won. So Russia's going to win the match, but they could lose this game. It's possible. All right, what's going on here? Check is correct. Check is correct. This is correct. This is correct. All right. So if the game's a draw, the U.S. loses 2.5, 1.5. Obviously, black wants to win. She's been close to winning the whole game. Ooh, that's a blunder. King e5 resigns. She had to take this pawn, then it was a draw. And now she's just lost. Yeah, that was a terrible blunder. Black king just walks in. Yeah, that was terrible. All right, so the U.S. loses 3-1. Boo, boo. And boo's not even playing for China. Yeah. Team USA has all American players. Thanks for asking. Good question. Good question. All right. This game is equal and both sides have no time. And whites has a big advantage and both sides have no time. All three results will happen this game. King h6, that is correct. Both kings under fire. King h3, that is correct. Man, these players are good. Rook g5 is the best move. Rook d7's third best. King h5 second. This is the engine talking. I predict a draw. Let's go back to Zatonsky. Zatonsky has to resign now. And the USA loses 3-1. Boo, boo. And this says it's a draw. All three results will happen. Both sides have no time. And this says white is close to winning. Let's see what we missed. Rook f3. King g2 exclam. Former muscle. Both sides trying to lose on time. Who will be successful? Man, it looks like black's trying to lose on time. God damn. Better not lose his internet again. Man, black lost his internet in the middle of the game and lost 10 minutes. Man, harsh. Man, Farouche is going to be furious if he doesn't win. Because he probably should have won this game, especially with the time situation. And he was much better a few moves ago, and now. And then he didn't win against Dominguez when he was winning on time and winning on the board. He'll be furious. Man, chess is tough. The engine says it should be a draw, but white's better. White's up a pawn. Still should be a draw. Extra pawn doesn't mean very much. Black has a good blockade. And she resigns, Zatonsky. And the U.S. loses 3-1. All right. Here white's up a pawn. Both sides have seconds left. All three results will happen. And here white's up a pawn, and both sides have seconds left. Very similar. Very exciting. Everybody's waiting for the one-move blunder, and then all the crying, and then Trent is happy. The players said no talking. Why can't we use an engine, they said. King f5 exclam. All right, so white's up a pawn, trying to win. And here white's up a pawn, trying to win. This pawn's attacked. This pawn's attacked. Both sides have less than 20 seconds. So China won and Russia won. So these matches are over, right? China won, Russia won, and the U.S. lost to Europe. This is round 4. China and the U.S. were tied for first, but China won this round and the U.S. lost. So China's in clear first and then some. And the other 5 teams all have no points. And China's easily winning. However, it doesn't matter if they win the prelims. That doesn't hurt. But there's a 2-team playoff for the finals. So on Sunday, the top 2 teams play in the finals. China will be one of them. The other one we don't know yet. Look at this position. Knight takes a2, rook takes a2, rook here draw, because you perpetual the king. So after knight takes, king b2 is the best move. Look at this. Look at this draw. And then you have to protect your rook. But you just don't take the knight, so that would be funny if that happened. But she didn't do that. She played rook check on the back rank. King there, king here. And should be a draw, but white's going to win this pawn and be better. Always be better. All right, and this is all zeros, it says. Black has more time. White's king is in a little trouble. Black's f-pawn's in a little trouble. Donations are in a little trouble. Come on, $500, $10. Thanks, Lack House. Just don't throw stones in your Lack House. All right, both sides have no time. Both sides have no time. White's a pawn up in both positions. Duke by fall subscribed. Russia hasn't won yet. They lead 2-0. Oh, Russia's playing on both boards here? Wow. Russia's up 2-0. Europe beat the US. And China beat India. That sound right? Harstam is rating again. Go Harstam. 452. God damn. Harstam's always rating me. Someday I'm going to play that game. I mean, someday. Everybody go to Harstam's channel when he's raiding. He raids me a lot. I'm going to have to start raiding him. I raid you. You raid me. Thanks, Harstam. You're the best. From StarCraft 2, that is correct. StarCraft 2 is the best. Harstam's the best. Go, everybody. But mainly Harstam. The greatest of all time. Go Adam Wallace. All right, so white's a pawn up trying to win, and white's a pawn up trying to win here. Both games should be draws, but when you've been playing forever and there's seconds left, it's easy to blunder. Mouse slip, lose your internet, lots of stuff can happen. Forget about the clock, make a mistake. Both games should be draws, but that would require correct play. Both sides, no time. And not only do you have seconds left, it never ends. Move 40, move 50, move 60, you still have 20 seconds left. It's horrible. It's torture that never ends. Torture. We can't get a hype train. Let's wait till the round's over. Fallujah's playing for Iran again. I guess they don't have a FIDE flag. I think he just plays for FIDE. I think they just put that there. That's his chess.com handle. That's his chess.com plays for Iran. Yeah, I think he's just FIDE. That's just a mistake. All right, both sides have... Now, rook and knight versus rook is a pretty easy draw, if that happens. But if you have 20 seconds left, it's less easy. So, truth hurts. Yeah, this should be a pretty easy draw now. Yeah, knight e6, draw agreed. Drawing king and pawn endgame, knight e6. Very simple. Ooh, knight d5. Knight e6 is an easy draw. Then you just trade here and play king d6. So that was all zeros. The game goes on. So Muzichuk could win, and Fallujah could win. I mean, they can, and then it's 2-2. So the match isn't over. Russia's up 2-0 with two worse positions. India lost to China. Europe beat the US. China's in clear first, and then some. And I think India's in clear last. I think so. And this position should be a draw, but anybody can win. Unlimited rice pudding. Sub to Harstam. Go Harstam. You're the best. StarCraft 2. Got to donate more for StarCraft 2. All right, white squeezing and squeezing and squeezing. Although white might lose on time. He might forget about his clock. Oh, he moved with 2.7 seconds left and blundered his A-pawn. Now he's furious. Yeah, he blundered. He has to play A5, and then he stops knight B6 check, and his pawn's defended forever. But he blundered because he wanted to save this pawn, and now he's not better anymore. Although he got some time back. That was good. The engine says rook here draws, rook here draws, rook here draws. All right, and this is a dead draw. Knight b6 check is a draw. Everything's a draw. So white's going to play on forever. She's up a pawn. They need to win both games to tie the match. So she'll play forever. And Firouzja's going to play forever, even though he's not better anymore. Firouzja needs to win, but he's not winning anymore. Probably he was never winning, but this endgame. But he was better. If Firouzja can somehow win and Musicek somehow wins, it's 2-2. Man, quintupling up on the D file. Didn't see that happening. All right, and this is a dead draw. King in, ridiculous. Rook here, 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 everything draws. All king and pawn endings are drawn. Everything is a draw. All moves draw, etc. All right, so Russia wins the match against the rest of the world, probably 3-1, but maybe not, but probably 3-1. Every move draws. You can't not draw. Impossible not to draw. Very suspicious. Rook and pawn versus rook is a dead draw. King and pawn versus king is a dead draw. You can't not draw. I wouldn't even trade rooks even though it's a dead draw. I just move my rook away and play king b6. Even easier. All right, this is a dead draw, and they repeated and agreed to a draw. Always repeat. Russia's going to win 3-1 against rest of the world. And, all right, she decided to draw this way. Usually they play to stalemate in these positions. They like to play to stalemate. Yeah, they like doing that. They don't agree to a draw. They just play to stalemate. The right move is to play for the mouse slip and hope that they play king a7 mouse slip. Then you win. That's the professional way to do it. Play king here or here. Play for the mouse slip. All right, so Russia wins 3-1. Somebody said China won 3-1, so I believe you. And I think the rest of the world, or was it Europe? Europe beat the US 3-1. Is that right? Yeah. Europe beat the US 3-1. Russia beat Europe beat the US 3-1. Russia beat rest of the world 3-1, and China beat India 3-1. How did I do? China won 2.5, 1.5. Damn, I was so close. All right, what are the standings? China's in first, that's for sure, and India's in last, I guess. And rest of the world's not doing too well either. Yeah. That's right. Play for the loss of internet connection. No, but in this position, you play this or this, and you hope that they mouse slip. That's all. And then the person beats you up the next time they see you. Truth hurts. Yeah. U.S. is tied with the EU for second. Vidit 0 out of 3. Yeah, when you lose all your games, then 0 is the usual. Yeah. Hey, we finally have over 1,000 viewers because of Harstem. Go Harstem. Go to his channel. Subscribe to his channel. Do what I say. So Russia's coming back. Yeah, Russia wasn't doing well this tournament. They're a good team too. Karyakin is their alternate. Damn. All right, I might stream tonight. I might not. If I don't stream tonight, I'll see you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. If I stream tonight, I'll see you tonight. I haven't decided yet. Last night's stream was really good, so I might stream again because I like really good streams. These morning streams aren't so good. You guys are European, you're broke, you're tired. You're not, you're not like at nighttime excited where you just give all your money away. Terrible. Horrible. Free Red Bull. Man, is that good? Well, China's in the final for sure. USA, maybe. Probably need to get Fabi back. Know what I mean? I think we need Fabi and Crush. Fabi and Crush and pray for rain. Always pray for rain. Hikaru's already streaming. Damn. Did his game in like 10 minutes ago? Yeah. All right, go everybody, but mainly the U.S. Boo, U.S. Boo. Yeah, I think if we have Fabi and Crush play every match, we have a better chance. But yeah, China is just too good. China's got like the two best women in the tournament. Ding Liren is the best player in the tournament. God damn. The board 4 is Yu Yang Yi. Man, what a team. Man. All right, so China's in first. China's the best. And there's only 6 teams. Everybody else is sort of bunched up. Tomorrow's round 5 of the 10 rounds. It's a double round robin. So in the afternoon round, if you can call it afternoon, the second round tomorrow, we'll see rematches. Tomorrow morning is the last round of the round robin. Then the double round robin starts. If you know what I mean? No? All right. Yeah. All right. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.